A la playa, no playtime, it's play cause we ain't talking about practice like AI. Sports professors spit the best takes out like AI. Artfully intelligent, I can't write mine. Rhyme sliding your girl's DMs like Messi after the goal time. That was a triple entendre, did you catch me rambling? Flipping Simone Biles, we the bottom line champion.
I need my hands. This life is war. They pretend. I get it in.
Let's go, street pro, bottom line. Flow, canteen, hot take, J&O. Sports professor, you know. Yo, street professor, I'm back, baby, like I never left. Bottom line, flow, canteen, hot take, J&O. Street! Stop!
Go hard, or go home. Go home. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. Yeah, these championship rings on my hands now. In my head, I'm top 10, yeah, that's hands down. You a squad, now you're looking man down. Funny how foes turn to friends now. Drive a race car like a Atari now. Call filling up, I need product again. Treat the business like a playground, might slide on you. Do a backflip, cause I'm mad rich. I'm the definition of what that is. Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. I'm a warrior, I go back to back, then go back to back. If I top the top, then a double back, and I'm topping that. Yeah, I beat my own records. Yeah, I gotta get money fetish. Same team, I don't set trip. Never dull, this electric. Went and put the Ricks on my toes. Me and bro, that's the give and go. Stay 100, end zone. Keep them coming. I know. I won't flood my wrist, no, I'm not dumb like that. No. I just wanna give my mama 100 racks. Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home.
What up? Time to go hard or go home. I'm Flo. That's Canteen. That's Omar. And that's the professor.
Oh,
Get out of here. Oh, Lord almighty. What have we done?
We created a
Hey, Jake.
monster.
Oh, Lord. Lord, help us. Oh, my God. What's up? Time to go hard or go home.
Did he paint on a beard? Is that a real beard?
It might be real. I don't know. Is that a real beard, hot take?
We goated, man.
I know he can grow one. He's in the dark too.
Yo, he grew that beard out just for this appearance.
Let's go. Time to go hard or go home. Woo! Episode 86. Whoa. Hey, let me show it right here. Episode 86. We're going to talk a little this, little that, little everything. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, welcome
back. And he doesn't want to give his mom a giraffe. He wants to give her 100 racks.
100 racks. That's even better than a giraffe.
That's even better than a giraffe. All right, let's get into this, man. Hot Take Jake. Hold on, let me put you correctly here, Hot Take Jake. Let me put you above Omar.
Oh no!
Ah! He's above Omar. The Broncos are official. Wait, Hot Take. Are you on a darkness retreat or something?
Yeah,
What's going on?
In an Aaron Rodgers mood? What
Are you in a darkness retreat?
We're feeling very good today, guys. We had to make sure we were in a great spot.
Okay.
Living life.
Light yourself up there,
life.
Jake.
I think you're in the bathroom. It looks like you have like
Right.
a towel behind you or something.
Please tell me you're not in the bathroom.
No, it's my wife's little retreat room.
Oh, it's a
Man,
retreat.
Look up, real nice.
Oh, you're in the she shed.
Well, we will say that people are going to start to ask why you're wearing sunglasses in the dark because you are
Right.
really dark.
Well, you remember that old song, I wear my sunglasses at night so I can...
That was before your time, guys. That was before your time.
That
How
was
old are
before
you?
your time, I think.
Right. I'm about to say, how old are you?
How old are you, Jake?
All right. Since you
Jake,
got
how
your
old are you?
sunglasses on,
41.
So you
we're
like
gonna bust them
35?
out. 35? You're like 30, right,
41.
Jake? You're like
He said
30, right?
41.
He's
said
not
41.
41.
He said 40.
He's not 41.
41.
He's not
Oh, no.
41.
Why would he say he's old?
I don't know
Who
what's wrong.
brags
I'm gonna
about
put my
being
glasses on because he's got his
40?
glasses. I don't want to feel left out, so I put my shades on. All right, welcome to the show. Hey, let's start this up, man. Episode 86. Enough of the chit chatting. Hot Take Jake is looking over the sports professor since they are over
Damn.
Raiders at this point. So, but anyway, what else up, fellas? We partner with Let's Talk Sports, Sideline Sports. We stream it on 3 YouTubes, on Ball and Buds, Let's Talk Sports. We're on Twitter, Twitch, 3 Facebook channels. Find us at where, Omar? The Bottom Line Sports.
The Bottom Line Sports.
The Bottom Line Sports, that's right. 386 members on the Facebook, or 1,386.
I was about to say, wait, we lost 1,000 members?
Yeah, 1,386. We got like 14 more,
1,386.
so share this, like this, comment. Trying to get to 1,400 on Facebook, trying to get up there, so let us know.
And the easiest way to do it, y'all, is if y'all go to the page at The Bottom Line Sports, hit the invite button, and you can just get all your friends who like sports and invite them all at once.
Yeah, and if you've missed the show, you can always listen to us on Spotify. I usually post that the next day, so go over there on Spotify and go subscribe over there on Spotify. I post the audio the next day at the latest. Hopefully, that's usually what I do. So try to help us out, share this, do all the good stuff. We appreciate you commenting, showing up, watching it on the repeat and all that. So before we get started, let's we got a special guest today. I don't really have music for him though, because I don't know. Here, I'll give him some theme music. So he's we usually do let's talk Dallas Cowboys with him. We're gonna bypass that on Saturday. We're gonna talk a little Dallas Cowboys today. So we're gonna do a little extended segment on the Dallas Cowboys and Commanders game that's gonna happen on Thanksgiving. So let's bring him in and then we'll get started. The great Alan Peralez.
Throw up the X, baby. Throw up the X.
Oh,
Wait,
oh,
what?
Wow.
What? You gave him MC Hammer from?
I don't know. It was last minute. Welcome, Alan Peralez.
Boy, I got a lot to talk to you about, buddy.
Oh man, Hot Take Jake's gonna come in hard
y'all
on
got
you
this boy
already.
started.
Oh, bro.
I know he's already gonna get
man.
Boy, do I hear the hate from you every Saturday, man. I don't know, man.
Hey, I'm actually been excited to watch the Broncos, if I'm being honest. It's been fun to watch the last few weeks.
Yeah, that'd be pretty fun to
Oh,
watch.
for
absolutely.
the first
A
time. in
frisky.
years.
love to watch
I'm gonna
Well,
give
you
him-
know, for the last 5 minutes and change of the game, they have been.
Yeah,
It's
so I'm gonna give
usually
him
when they play their
That's
best.
the shot I'm
I'm gonna
talking
give the
about right there.
Broncos my moniker of the frisky Broncos. They're frisky right now. They're frisky Broncos.
Hey, if you have
Broncos,
Will Lutz
Jake.
in fantasy, you're doing great.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
All right,
Absolutely.
let's go. So before we get into all this stuff, hey, happy Thanksgiving week to all those people out there going to see your families. Happy Thanksgiving this week. Nothing better than Thanksgiving and the Dallas Cowboys. That's right.
Well, I mean, you got to throw Detroit in there too. Well, they're supposed to be the laughing stock at game, but they're not that this year.
Not this year. Detroit's going to play some good football this year, hopefully.
They
All
did
right,
last
here we
year.
go.
They took Buffalo to the limit last year.
Detroit will.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So So before we get into I was gonna throw this out there. So we'll go around the horn. We'll go. I don't know where Hot Take Jake went, but maybe he's getting changed into his regular clothes. But we'll go Can, and then if Jake comes back, we'll go Jake, and then Omar, and then Alan. So what is your favorite Thanksgiving food or items to eat on Thanksgiving? It can be one item that you really like. It could be a combo. I really like, the pumpkin pie with the whipped cream or whatever. But what's your favorite thing to look forward to on Thanksgiving? Go, Can.
Hey, bro, for me, man, it's the turkey. Deep fried turkey.
Deep fried. Oh,
collard greens, mac and cheese.
You don't got to list everything.
And I like dressing.
One thing you really like.
Not stuffing, dressing. There's a big difference.
Okay, give us the difference between stuffing and dressing.
There's a big difference between stuffing and dressing.
I want to know this.
Give us the main difference.
Bro,
what's the main difference?
All right, so when stuffing comes in a stovetop box, everybody mix it with water, whatever, put in the oven.
Right.
Dressing, people use like old cornbread, old bread, old rolls, and they mix it all up together.
So then we always make dressing.
A gravy mix and
so
stuff
dressing,
in there and then bake it.
Dressing is more of a makeshift
like
stuffing where you throw. Okay, all right. Okay.
Yeah, dressing is probably, I guess it's thicker too, Canteen. It's more condensed.
Oh yeah.
Where stuffing is kind of light and more fluffy.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Okay. See, I like the stuffing more. I like the lighter, more fluffier.
Yeah.
Okay. She likes the stuffing.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite combo, Canteen? Like, what do you really look forward to? Hey, I can't wait to have
those are my
some.
favorite.
Okay, some dressing with some turkey and some collard greens. Okay. All right, go ahead, Jake.
You gotta be deep fried turkey, dressing, collard greens, mac and cheese, man.
I made
cranberry sauce.
I made deep fried
Cranberry
turkey
sauce,
one time. I made deep fried turkey one.
Hands on a little delay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go ahead because Jake's not there.
Jake's not here.
So I am only let myself nowadays be a real fat boy once a year, where I let myself eat as much as possible, and that is
only once a year. You look more than once a year.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. No more.
No, you're good. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a big boy, but I used to eat buffets and things. Now I don't these days.
Oh, okay. So
but on Thanksgiving,
you toned it back.
Okay. Thanksgiving, I will let myself go all out, and so I am not gonna pick one thing because I love everything.
Okay.
But for dessert, I will go dessert because Can took the food. I'm gonna say my favorite dessert is a nice pecan or pecan, however you say that.
Pecan. We say pecan. What do you say, Canteen? Pecan or pecan?
I guess I say pecan.
Pecan. You say pecan or pecan, Canteen?
Pecan, bro. Pecan.
Pecan. Okay.
Thank you, Can. What about you, Alan? What do you say?
You say pecan or pecan?
Pecan.
Yeah, pecan. See,
damn,
I think Oklahoma, we say pecan, and in Texas, I think we say pecan.
All right.
Pecan, that's when you get over here in Canteen's deep south.
That's when you get into the dirty south.
The dirty south. Pecan. Well, I guess Jake will have to tell us later.
I guess Puerto Rico is considered the dirty south since we're further south because I say pecan too.
The dirty south.
Hey, don't get me wrong. They do it better in the dirty south. I'll give you that.
They do make some good food down there. I don't know what happened to Jake, so maybe he'll come back. But I'll list mine. My favorite thing to look forward to is, just like Canteen said, turkey and dressing.
Oh, yeah, hot take.
With some gravy. But then also I gotta have some nice, good cranberry sauce on top. I gotta have that sweet and savory, man. If I don't have cranberry sauce, I feel like it's not right. I just feel like I didn't really eat Thanksgiving if I don't have the cranberry sauce to put in there, mix it all up with turkey, a bite with just a little bit of everything, turkey dressing, cranberry, and just enough sweetness, But I gotta have the cranberry though, I guess. Maybe that's what it is. But it's gotta be all that mixed together, like one big juicy, delicious bite. I was trying to wait for Jake to come back, but we'll ask him when he comes back. All right, so let's get into this.
I mean, you got to go with the classic pumpkin pie, man. I mean,
Okay.
Yeah, you didn't even ask
you can't
Alan.
go.
Oh, Alan, what is yours? Is yours pumpkin pie?
You forget I'm here, mate.
Lady, right past Alan.
I forget. We haven't had a guest in a while. Go ahead, Alan. What's your favorite? Is it the pumpkin pie?
Pumpkin pie is always the number one for me. That's the one.
See,
thing
I'm not a
always
pumpkin
excited.
pie guy.
Now,
But
Alan.
I love mashed potatoes. I love mac and cheese.
Okay.
Turkey. We had some brisket today at work for Thanksgiving, so they fed us brisket and pulled pork and stuff like that today. It was great. It was phenomenal. I loved every second of it.
Right.
But dude,
what's the thing you gotta have?
Bacon and cheese mashed potatoes. Like I never thought I needed something in my life until I had this. There was literally it was mashed potatoes with cheddar cheese and bacon bits.
So it's like a loaded mashed potato.
It was like a loaded mashed potatoes is what it was. It was phenomenal. I loved it.
Yeah, they have that at Cracker Barrel. I think they have loaded mashed potatoes there.
I was like,
okay, you know what?
More of this. Yes,
is homemade, not Cracker Barrel, fool.
Cracker Barrel's good though. They're pretty good.
I will say this: homemade mac and cheese is the best on Thanksgiving.
Homemade mac and cheese.
You say what?
Homemade
you said Cracker Barrel food is good?
No, I said homemade mac.
I said it was good.
Well, Cracker Barrel is average.
Cracker Barrel is trash.
No, it ain't trash. It's pretty good.
Average at best.
Southern food, man.
Subpar. It is subpar. It is.
Man, it's still good though. If you need
one in Oklahoma City,
come on.
The one here in Oklahoma City.
Good chicken fried steak. It's all right.
I'd rather go to Waffle House than go to Cracker Barrel.
Well, there's no Waffle House here, so.
Oh, you have Waffle House in Texas? What's wrong with you people?
No Waffle House here, man. This ain't the dirty South.
5 miles of me. I've 3 Waffle Houses within 5 miles of me, so I can pick and choose.
Yeah, Waffle House is all right. I don't know. I think Waffle House isn't that good.
Three Waffle Houses and 3.
Waffle House is only good for most people because they've been drinking all night and they go in there.
I'll eat Waffle House.
That's not
a good night of alcohol.
Oh, come on, man. That's what Waffle House usually people been drinking for a little bit.
That's the stereotype, but I don't like the way you just stereotype.
Well, I did stereotype it, and I'm sorry, but I did. But
Waffle House is IHOP on a budget.
IHOP on a budget. Yeah,
I mean, that's okay.
I'd rather go to IHOP.
Well,
all right, here we go.
IHOP money. So,
I tried to wait for Jake, but I don't know what he's doing. He's in his she shed over there.
Man, let him go. He'll come back.
He's celebrating. Let him celebrate.
Don't celebrate too hard, Jake. All right, so let's look at this. So the NBA rankings, power rankings. I'll give you the 1 to 10. They do these weekly, the power rankings, and so I'm gonna go 1 to 10. I'm not gonna read through all of them, but kind of a surprise where everybody's ranking right now for this week. Bucks went up 10 spots to number 1. That's kind of interesting. They go up 10 spots to number 1 based on how they've been playing the past week. So they moved up 10 spots in 1 week. Based on this week's power rankings. The Thunder, Oklahoma, Allen's Thunder moved up to number 2, 8 spots as well. Big jump for them. The Celtics stayed steady at number 3. Omar Celtics. Timberwolves at number 4. Moved down 2 spots, so they're not doing as well according to these power rankings. The Pelicans moved up 16 spots. Wow. So they've been looking good lately, according to the power rankings. They're only 7-7, but they've jumped up. The 76ers moved down 5 spots. We know that they started out red hot. After getting rid of James Harden, they were doing well. But now I guess the honeymoon is over for the James Harden removal of James Harden. Honeymoon is over, I guess. But then the Nuggets are down 2 spots to number 7, so they're struggling as of late. But they're still missing Jamal Murray, so that's understandable a bit. And then the Heat stayed the same. They were number 8 last week. They're number 8 this week at 9-5. The Kings stayed the same as well at number 9, 8-5. And then the Frisky Suns, Clubber D's Frisky Suns up 8 spots at 7-6. Booker comes back, and all of a sudden they play better. But who would have thought? But they're still missing Bradley Beal. So any thoughts on these power rankings? Any surprises you guys think? Any surprises for you? And before you go, Ken, let's go. Jake, what's your favorite Thanksgiving items or food or something you have to have on Thanksgiving that you really look forward to every year? Jake, real quick.
Real quick, my family, my kids get to go to their other parents, so that's me and my wife's day, and we end up getting Allsup's burritos, and we have a good movie to watch. That's how we do it.
Burritos, wow!
The legend of Allsup's burritos, man. I'm telling you,
Allsup's burritos are
burrito. Watch a good movie, me and my wife.
Okay, so that's your favorite thing is to get some Allsup's burritos.
Hey, you know what? He's having his alone time. He's having enough goodies. He don't need to
get those very few, Omar.
I just say it. Okay,
I was gonna say, for those who don't know what we're talking about,
you've never had an Allsup's burrito with that taco sauce on there.
For those who don't know what we're talking about, Allsup's burritos are legendary in the state of Texas.
Legendary.
Every time we drive, there's no one around here in El Paso, but every time I drive anywhere, we always stop for Allsup's burritos.
They have them a lot in small towns.
A lot of small towns. Yeah, I lived in a couple small towns for about 3-4 years in Texas.
Shout out to Allsup's burritos, man.
It's called awesome. Awesome, like awesome.
Allsup's. ALL
burrito.
SUPAS. Allsup's burritos.
It's like it's a convenience store, which you wouldn't trust convenience store food at all, but this is like the best. You wouldn't think it's the best, but it's the best.
Fried burritos and taco sauce that you can't find anywhere else.
I hope there's one in Dallas because I want to try it.
There's one outside of Dallas, I think. We can go try one no more. Yeah.
There's quite a few. There's quite a few.
Yeah, there's quite a few. There should be some. All right, man. So
let's get back into the sports. People are like, what are we talking about?
Not everybody's hungry. Let's get back. All right, Cam. What do you got? You think of these power rankings? Any surprises? Anything? Any thoughts on these power rankings for this week? NBA. Cam.
Nah, man. I like the way everything. I like how everything's canvassed out, man. It's still early in the season, man. The Celtics are still that deal, man. The Celtics are still that deal. Even the 76ers are playing great ball without James Harden. They're still showing improvement without James Harden. My biggest shock is the Clippers, man. The Clippers kind of
not even in there.
The Clippers, man.
Not even the top 10.
They're not with all the talent they got. They're not performing. They're not even in the top 10. They're not even performing at the department.
Yeah,
I'm shocked by them with all the talent. Why they're not performing as well.
Yeah. Okay, what you got, Jake? I don't even know if you got a chance to look at them, or you heard me list them off, but their Lakers not even in the top 10.
Well, that's fine. You see what LeBron's doing in year 21, doing it by himself.
Yeah, not in the top 10 power ranking. That's what he's doing.
Well, and then not only that, Jimmy Buckets is on his way to what he's doing. The biggest shock to me, and I think this is very telling, is the Warriors. The Warriors. This is the saddest year for y'all. Guys, there's a time when a dynasty ends right in front of your eyes, and right now we are watching that.
Oh,
sorry, Klay Thompson. You can't shoot better threes than Omar on a Sunday night. It's embarrassing.
Wow.
So I'm telling you right now, it's
Omar.
You need to move on. Get Steph some help. I need competition because as of right now, there's only a 2-man race in the West.
Right.
And it's the Lakers and it's the Nuggets. And I thought the Warriors would be a tough out, but this is bad to watch.
Lakers,
as far as the East goes, we are seeing what Jimmy Buckets is doing. Still looking like the best player in the league, easily, and outshowing everybody. So once again, we are on our way for a great collision course of Me versus La La Land. Can't wait for it, guys.
Oh my!
So you're touting the number 8 team on the power rankings and a team that's not even on the top.
How are you going to talk about the Warriors when the Lakers are on the same level as the Warriors? What are you talking about?
Guys, we're in November, guys. Come on, man.
You just sit. Okay, you know what?
I know. Go ahead, Professor. Straighten us out here. Get us back on track.
First of all, could the Warriors be in their final death knell? Possibly. That could possibly be true. It is still too early to say, but if Steph Curry's knee doesn't get better, and obviously Klay Thompson doesn't start shooting better, as witnessed by his 31% three-point shooting, as Jake pointed out, they are going to have problems. That being said, they are still a better team than the one-man Lakers show of LeBron. And the Clippers still have more potential than the Lakers and LeBron. With LeBron, the Lakers can only go so far. He's already blown past his minutes restrictions. I give you this though. I'll tell you one thing. For being as old as he is, that old man can go because he has the highest wins over replacement in the whole league. I give him props on that. But
he's the GOAT.
But he won't be able to do. But he won't be able to do that for a full season because he is almost 40 years old. That being said, the Nuggets and the Celtics have established themselves as the top contenders in the West and the East. The Celtics lost a horrible game last night. They missed 10 free throws against the Hornets. But the 76ers, y'all, I called it from the beginning. Once they traded Harden and unlocked Maxey, they were going to be a top contender. That has what happened. And again, the East is not the Celtics primarily theirs, right? They got the 76ers to deal with, and now you got actually Damian Lillard and Giannis actually meshing, and the Bucks playing up to their potential as well.
Right. Okay. All right, Alan, any thoughts on, I know you're a big Thunder fan. Any other thoughts besides the Thunder, or you can put them in there as well? What are your thoughts on this top 10 ranking so far this week?
Well, I mean, I agree with Jake with one thing.
Here.
Well, there's two things I want to mention here. You can't really
everything.
I understand people like to call LeBron James the GOAT, but there's a guy named Michael Jeffrey Jordan that I'm pretty sure eclipses everything, all of that. Second is, yes, it is a 2-team race in the West right now, but it's not Denver and LA, it's Denver and Oklahoma City. Because in this case, y'all, youth thrives over experience, and what the Thunder have right now with SGA and Chet and all those guys down there, and what they've done, first team in the West to 10 wins. Come on now. Hey, this team is for real.
Alan, is it too early to declare that? We know the Nuggets were good last year; they won it all. But is it too early to declare the Thunder in that same group?
I mean, you saw them play the Nuggets earlier this year. They only lost by like 5 points, so they can hang. They can hang with the Denver Nuggets. It's just Jokic is probably going to
walk, Allen. And these guys haven't even been in the playoffs once. I'm sorry.
That's true, but let me say something.
They were in the playoffs last year. They were on play-in, but still.
Play-in. Right. There's a difference between men and boys.
That's true, but let me say something real quick, because when you are aspiring to be an actual championship team in the NBA, championship contender, not a playoff team, but a championship contender, you must be in the top 10 in offensive and defensive rating, because those are the teams that win championships. And right now, Allen's OKC are top 10 in both offensive and defensive rating. Their starting 5 is awesome.
They're too young.
And I called Chet Holmgren the rookie of the year before the year when you were calling Wemby, and he's looking like it.
Oh, shocker. He got to rest up after injuring himself his rookie season for real.
Okay.
Not to mention, we still have 32 first-round picks in the next 7 years.
Congratulations.
Asterisk behind what? He didn't play last year.
Well, he got hurt.
We got a full another team coming in the next 7 years, too, so it's like...
Yeah, they got like
30,000 32 first-round picks.
First of all,
better than Wemby.
Let me point out, first of all, that the HTJJ and hashtag HTJJ has already affected our Spurs. If you don't know what HTJJ is, the hot take.
I didn't say we were winning anything this year.
You said we were going to make the playoffs.
We should. We'll make the play-in.
Play-in? You said playoffs. Playoffs?
Playoffs?
We're starting off slow.
You said next year we'd be in the finals.
You can't say we're starting off slow and then talk about the Warriors and how they're playing. Everybody, it's early.
Y'all
for
number
everybody.
15, Jake. You're 3-11. The Spurs are 3-11. You're in 15th place and you're 3-11. What playoff?
I think probably do a veteran trade here soon. Don't worry. I will see a good veteran come up on the Spurs. We'll get a winning streak soon. Don't you
It's the
worry.
only place that we're in the same page as the Spurs, but you're hurting me with all this.
I trust the Houston Rockets more than the Spurs right now.
Oh,
Me too.
wow.
Me too. You better go trade back for DeRozan. They're trying to get him out of Chicago.
You're damn right, wild card Mar. Hey, congrats on the loss, by the way.
Oh,
wow!
You better not keep losing. We're catching up, buddy.
Shout out wild card Mar and the IOW Mar.
Kansas
Y'all go
City
tap in
fan.
with IOW Sports Network.
Hey, I'm feeling bad for you, man. Y'all in trouble.
What?
Y'all might be in trouble. I don't know. I'm just thinking. Hey, so hot take, Jake. Is there any way we can get you out of the witness protection program and put some light on you or something?
Dang, Jake.
Is it okay?
Yeah, guys, we're loving this right now. We feel really good. You know,
I mean, you look like you're in the program.
you look like you're in a terrorist video and like you're about to like tell us how we can rescue you.
Omar, I feel like we just celebrated 10 toes down, man.
Hey, but
I got started, bro.
can't make you out, Jake. So I'm trying to figure out what you look like here.
He said, at least cut the light on, bro.
I don't think.
How about call me John Wick the Third?
Just cut on a lamp. Maybe get your cell phone
Can
light
we
on.
get like a side light or something? You can't
Cut
even
the
see
lamp
you.
on, man.
Yeah, get us a side light or something. I can't even make you out there. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna agree that the Warriors are a big surprise this year.
Oh, Jake couldn't tell he was dark because he had his glasses on, so he can't tell how dark he is on the screen.
Feel pretty dang good, guys. Come on now.
He's pretty good.
All right, let's go.
All right, let's go. All right, so yeah, the Warriors surprised me. It doesn't seem like they can score. Double.
That's funny.
That's a good one, Mar.
That's a good one.
He's like the guy that fills in. Stand in, and then he comes in.
That's a stunt double.
That's not a stunt double. That's just a stand-in. That's different.
Omar,
I don't think Jake could do any actual stunts.
wild card Mar, we're loving it right now, man. We're living life.
Wild card, man. Got too many AFC West people around here fighting each other. All right, so here we go. So anything else on the NBA y'all want to touch on? I know that and with the Suns, you haven't really had Beal and KD and Booker all together really playing a lot. So it's just
How about Orlando? How about Orlando surprisingly playing well to start the year?
Yeah,
they're like 8-5 right now.
Even the Rockets, like you mentioned, Alan, I can't believe they're playing fairly well. I mean, they're young. They're a young team, but they're even younger than I guess OKC.
I was going to say, did anybody expect Minnesota to be in the top of the West right now?
Yeah, that's kind of a surprise too. I kind of had them last year being one of those risky teams, but this year
I remember having them. I think top 3 or top 4, didn't I, gentlemen?
Did you?
Sure did.
Yeah, you did say something about Minnesota. I think you had them 4. You had them 4.
Yeah,
they're looking good because finally,
right.
Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns have learned to play together.
Right.
That's finally what happened. They're learning how to mesh, and they're learning how to let Anthony Edwards be the alpha dog.
Right, and that's what they needed because I think Anthony Towns is just he's not the alpha. He's
he's not.
Right, and then he tried to be that guy, but he's not. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, that might work.
Dallas too. The fact that Kyrie and Luka had a whole summer to mesh and actually are making it work somehow.
Yeah, we'll see how they work. I mean, they didn't make the top 10 this week, but they've actually played.
I was going to say the best thing that's happened for Dallas right now is Kyrie's not in the media. He's not in the media. He's not making a scene. He's actually going out there and he's playing basketball, and that's been the big thing for Dallas so far.
Yeah, but I think people came down a little hard on him because of the vaccine thing and that the people.
Well, it's also the New York media. What do you expect?
Yeah, I mean, it was a little much for. He didn't really do a whole lot last year. They just kind of overblow.
They also got him late last season. And the playoffs were like, okay, we're going to try to make the playoffs if we can, but if not, oh well. And then there was no one to sign him in the offseason, so they had no choice but Mark Cuban to re-sign him, and it's worked out. So there you go.
There you go. All right, so we're going to move on to the college football. Anything else you want to touch on the NBA before we move on? All right, let's go. College football week 13 preview last week before the conference championships, which are kind of pretty much set now.
Let's go.
We got a good frisky game. Number 6 Oregon 10-1 versus 11 Oregon State. Rivalry game, I would say, on Black Friday. Oregon's 13.5-point favorites. Any chance Oregon State kind of spoils the day for them? I mean, they'll still be in the Pac, the Pac-10 or 12, whatever they are now, championship. But this would not bode well for their championship hopes. For the national championship hopes.
Here's the thing, though: if Oregon State wins and Arizona wins, Arizona's in the Pac-12 title over Oregon.
Oh, okay.
So Oregon needs to win this game. They're at home, which I think gives them the best advantage.
Right.
Oregon State, I do give them a chance. I think they could pull the upset off if they were at home, but I don't think that they can. I think Oregon's gonna steamroll them and get to the Pac-12 title game.
Okay. So
Shout out Clubber D.
You pick them to cover?
Yeah, I pick them to cover, definitely.
Okay, but they got a shot.
Although it would be nice to see Arizona, a team that nobody expected to show up in the Pac-12 this year, and see them get into the Pac-12 title game.
Okay, that's fair. All right, what you got, Omar, on this game? Do you think Oregon State's got a shot at this?
Yeah, I do, gentlemen. Oregon State
like a legitimate shot.
Like a legitimate shot.
Okay.
Oregon State's defense has been a top 10, top 20 defense all year long in college. DJ Ungalalele has played well most of the season to lead them up to that point.
From Clemson? Transfer.
Well, no, he's transferred. Yep.
Transfer from Clemson.
Transfer. Yep. So they played a lot better as a team. Now, that being said, are they going to beat Oregon? No, I agree with Alan. I think Oregon is the much superior team. They've shown that all season long by beating their opponents handily too. Yeah. Right. They have one loss, but other than that one loss,
we played them pretty tough though.
Well, I mean, okay, that's fine, but they've played most of their games complete. Bo Nix is an awesome quarterback. They've got a very quick offense with great skill players. They've got a very fast defense that likes to go out and hit people.
That being said, underrated defense. Yeah.
That being said, Oregon State played Washington tough last weekend, and Washington is still the undefeated and best team in the Pac-12. So I do think, and I've been thinking all year that Oregon State was going to pull a major upset. That being said, I just can't see it happening against Oregon. So
they got a long shot still. Okay,
I do have a shot, but I see Washington and Oregon.
What do you got?
This game is so simple. It's as easy as a 5-second guess. Oregon blows them out. I think right now Oregon is one of the top teams in the league. It scares me because I want, of course, the Longhorns to get a chance at the Natty, but I don't see nobody stopping Oregon right now.
Well, you want to talk about chaos? That's what he needs. Texas needs chaos to get anywhere near the play.
They need a lot of chaos. They need a lot of chaos.
Don't you worry.
It's your arch enemy. You knew Alan was a Sooners fan, right?
A lot has happened.
What?
He's a Sooners fan. He's a Boomer Sooner. He's a Boomer Sooner.
I should have known. Cowboys, Thunder, Sooner. Pick a bunch of losers, man. Come on.
All right, Ken, you think Oregon State's got a shot here?
Chug his beer first.
Hell no.
Okay.
Not at all, man. I'm gonna say this right here. I like Ungalele. I think he's a great kid. I know right now the coach at Clemson is kicking himself in the tail for allowing that kid to walk out the door. He's a great kid. He's having a great season, 8-3 season. Oregon State. But for me, man, Bo Nix that guy. Bo Nix is that dude, man. I think Bo Nix gonna end up getting drafted, probably first round. He'll probably end up being a first round guy. I like Oregon in a blowout. At home, blowout.
Easy cover. Okay.
Easy.
That's fair. I think Oregon State's gonna make it close. I think they'll still cover. What is it? 13 points? Is that what it is? I think they'll make it interesting. I think it'll be a 10-point game.
I don't think they cover.
I don't think they cover. I think they make it close. They make them sweat a little bit. That's what I think, but we'll see what happens.
It'll be closer. It'll be close early, but Oregon will pull away.
Pull away late. Okay, that's fair. Hey, so one more game I was going to talk about: Florida State, Florida. You mentioned it before we started, Alan. That was it. Washington overtook Florida State at the number 4 spot. Any chance that Florida State wins out? And if they win out, they got to be in there, right? If they win this game and they win the ACC championship, you've got to put them back in, right?
Well, the thing is, you got to have Washington win. You got to have you're gonna get if you're gonna get the Big Ten teams. Whoever doesn't win the game this weekend is probably out, unless something like crazy chaos happens. Georgia, if Georgia wins out, they're automatically in for sure. Right, I'm pretty sure at this point they're automatic bid in anyway. So it's all going to come down to who wins the SEC title game, who wins, who wins out basically. Because yes, they could probably beat Florida even with a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
But I still think they could lose to Louisville in the ACC title game, even without Jordan Travis. So Louisville's got a really tough offense and a really tough defense to go against. So
there's not a chance that that Florida State can get in if they win out?
There is. They just got to be undefeated. They got to be undefeated, and they can't have Georgia lose to Alabama.
Okay.
That's basically what it is. Because if Bama beats Georgia, you're going to have Bama, Georgia, and then Washington and whoever wins the Big Ten.
Right. Okay. What do you got, Ken? What do you think here?
Yeah.
What do you think, Ken?
Man,
Florida State went out and get in?
Florida State, they toast, bro. They're
they're
toast.
toast. Done.
Hell no.
Okay.
Toast, bro. T-O-A-S-T, toast.
T-O-E.
I don't think they can.
I thought you
T-O-E-S
toast. Okay. But they won't win the ACC.
Toast.
I know. I'm just messing with you. I
just want to make sure.
Yeah. No, I got you.
There's a strong possibility, but it's hard. And man, when you look at the committee, as Alan said, even if Georgia loses, Georgia still get in.
Well,
they'll really make it interesting. If we lose to Alabama and us and Alabama get in.
Right. All I'm saying is a undefeated Florida State and Washington loses. Let's say they lose to Oregon. Do you put in a one-loss team above Florida State who won out the whole season? That's kind of hard to believe.
The only team you would do that for is Oregon.
Okay.
Really? That would be the one team that would do that. Is if Oregon, especially if they beat Washington soundly, that's a revenge game. That's beating the team that beat you prior. And the committee is going to look at that and say, okay, Oregon's the better team. Okay. And they're also going to be like, do we want a really good Oregon team or do we want a Florida State team without a quarterback?
Right.
Right. So let me
go ahead.
Let me answer this for you straight. Your answer is yes. If Florida State wins out and Washington loses, and Florida State is the fourth unbeaten from a Power 5 conference, they will be in. That means that Tate Rodemaker, backup quarterback Tate Rodemaker, who actually came in last year late to help them win a game last second, is going to be their starter. If he can come back and beat Florida and then Louisville in the ACC championship, and Washington were to lose, Florida will be in. But if Washington wins out, they're definitely not going to jump back over Washington now that the committee has already made that move.
Right. And you think that was a strategic move for ratings, Omar, because they lost their starting quarterback?
I actually do not. I think that Washington has the much better resume than Florida State. When you go back looking at the Pac-12 and how many good teams there have been in the Pac-12 this year, Washington has wins over Oregon, Arizona, Utah, Oregon State, and USC. Most of those teams were all ranked at some point in the year except Arizona.
So you think even if they don't lose their quarterback, they still jump them?
And Arizona's number 15 right now, so that's technically still a top 25 win.
If Florida State doesn't lose their quarterback, Omar, you think they're still there?
I think, if Jordan Travis is healthy, they don't move out of Ford. I don't believe that.
Oh, so it is partially because of the quarterback then.
But this
rightfully so it should be.
I
don't want to see a hobbled quarterback or a no-name quarterback try and play in this Final Four and get their butts whooped. Who the hell wants to see that?
Nobody wants to see that.
I know,
look at what happened.
Is that fair? That's not fair if they went out.
I sure don't want to watch that game.
Especially if that quarterback gets hurt in the actual championship game. I mean, Jake, you know that all too well with what happened with Texas.
It just frustrates me why we're a year out, because there's so many good teams This should have been the year they should have made this damn playoffs where there was more teams, because you got elite talent all the way through the top 8. This is a top 8 team.
How fitting is it? This is the final year of the 4-team playoff, and there's so much chaos. You don't know who's going to get in.
I'm hoping for the worst chaos, and then that way everybody's really looking forward to this new playoff.
So, like, what Jake needs, he needs Florida State to lose. Obviously, he needs the winner of Michigan Ohio State to lose to Iowa.
He needs a
blowout first.
He needs Georgia to blow out Alabama.
And he needs to get past my Red Raiders.
Shocker there. That'd be the easiest thing to do.
And really, I think you gotta hope that BYU beats Oklahoma State.
We're playing
that Oklahoma gets into the Big 12 title game, and that you guys beat Oklahoma in the Big 12 title game.
We play better in Texas.
So you need a lot. You need a lot of help. You need a lot of help.
And you need to beat my Red Raiders.
We got hope, man. We got hope. We got hope.
The big game of the weekend.
There's a chance.
There's no chance.
So the biggest game of the weekend, I guess we could say, is Michigan hosting the Buckeyes.
Yeah.
I mean, Lee,
Michigan by
ranking.
50.
The Wolverines 3.5-point favorites at home. Who do you guys got in this one, Jake? Go ahead. You haven't said much.
This is a statement game. You pissed off Jim Harbaugh. This is going to be one of the most lopsided games of the year. I got 55-21.
Whoa!
Michigan destroys. In fact, I think it gets so bad, they make fun of them as they're doing it. And Ohio State fans, stop crying that this team got caught cheating, quote unquote. You sucked last year. You got beat last year. Stop it. Tired of hearing that. Call a spade, man.
Wow.
I ain't done crap. Ryan Day is an overrated head coach.
Whoa. Okay.
Wait a damn. No.
You want to go next? I guess.
No, I don't want to go. I would just want to say this. I said Ryan Day was an average coach earlier this year, and you jumped on me like I had never been jumped on before, and now you're out here.
Omar, we were talking specifically on that Georgia game. That Georgia game they should have lost, but Ohio State lucked out that TCU beat Michigan last year. And that goes back to Jim Harbaugh being an overrated coach as well. I just think that there is so much momentum right now riding on Jim Harbaugh to show everybody what
he's not going to be there, is he?
Has become. He's still there.
I mean, he's not there.
He's not there. He's suspended.
They ran the ball all second half that last day they played Penn State. There was no coincidence by that.
He's there during the week. He's there formulating the game plan. They know what to do. He's just not there on game day. That being said,
unless Jim Harbaugh will be wearing the sign-stealing disguise. Disguise. He'll be in the crowd.
He's pulling the.
He'll be hiding in the crowd with some shades.
He's up in the press box with the glasses and the mustache, and he's got.
Hey, hot take, guys. Hot take, real quick. Jim Harbaugh could very well be in that NFC East next year. Part of me's really thinking that them Washington Commanders.
Really?
I'll be going after a quarterback.
I don't know. I heard it was a rumor that Belichick might go there, right? I'm not
doing Belichick. Man. Retired pretty good.
No, can't he be eating them? Can't he be eating them sunflower seeds like nobody?
I know. He loves them sunflower seeds, man.
Who y'all got?
Everybody got something to say about my sunflower seeds. And the thing about it, I'm waiting till it's my turn to talk. I'm not just going to undercut other people to talk.
Okay. He's very polite. Shout out to Canteen, man. Being polite. Waiting his turn to talk.
Man, I wait my turn.
Okay. You ready, Canteen?
Did you guys realize how crazy it will be?
Since I'm so quiet, I can go now.
Go ahead,
you want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Hey, so for me, this is the game that Michigan makes a huge statement. The weather's gonna play a big factor. It's gonna be snowing, rain, ice, sleet, whatever they're gonna be playing up in, I think in Ann Arbor.
Okay.
I like Michigan in a close game. Michigan by 7.
Oh, in a close one though.
7.
Okay. Jake was saying a blowout. You don't think it's gonna be a blowout? Go ahead, sports professor.
Yeah, I'll just follow up really quick with Canteen. I picked Michigan at the beginning of the year. I have to continue with them. I'm going to agree with Ken. I think it's going to be a hard-fought game, but I do think Michigan wins by 10, 14, somewhere around there.
So a pretty fairly easy, but not necessarily a blowout.
Right, not a blowout, but
Whoa.
10
Okay.
points sounds about right.
What you got, Alan?
So
I
you
don't
know
think
the
that
crazy.
blowout. I don't know
First
where
and
you're
first and foremost, the craziest thing to me is that the top 3 teams in the Big Ten are all going to potentially be looking for head coaches next year.
I
Can you
know.
believe that?
Wow.
James Franklin's likely gone in Penn State. You know, if Ryan Day loses this game, he's probably gone. Jim Harbaugh is already out the door. We already know he's out the door. So
Right.
that it would be crazy that if the top 3 teams in the Big Ten are all looking for new head coaches next year. With that being said,
you think Franklin will get fired?
I think so. I think there's a good chance that he could get fired because Penn State's tired of him losing big games.
Yeah, there's definitely a chance. We remember that his record against top 10 is like.
Because remember, it's the same thing that's happened to Jimbo Fisher. Remember, Texas A&M paid him a lot of money. They win big sometimes, but against teams like Alabama, LSU, and Georgia, they can't beat them. So
now, the thing is, the coffers in Texas A&M, they got that oil money. They got a lot more. So
that and Jimbo, that and to kind of hype up here, Mr. Hot Take Jake here. Jimbo don't want to play Texas. Jimbo don't want to play Texas next year.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know how dangerous Texas will be with Archie Manning.
With that being said,
and Quentin Ewers coming back next year? Quentin Ewers said he's coming back.
No, I don't want that to happen. He better not.
Yeah, he just said he was coming back. Quentin Ewers is coming back next year.
He said he better not.
He is. He's coming back. I don't know what to tell you unless he's changed his mind. He said he's coming back.
If he comes back, then that's going to demand Arch to want to leave. No, you better fix what's right.
I don't know. I heard Quentin Ewers is coming back. Didn't you hear that, Alan?
I heard rumor that he might be coming back, but I also heard that Arch is still willing to stay at Texas.
Absolutely.
Ooh, wow.
Absolutely.
He's not thinking about going to the transfer portal. He's willing to stay and learn behind Quinn Ewers.
Really? That's surprising. Okay.
So with that being said, I know everybody's on the Michigan hype train. I get it. They've been one of the top teams all season long.
Right.
I'm not sold on them anymore after what I saw them against Maryland.
Really?
They should have beat Maryland handily in that game last week.
Isn't that kind of a rivalry game for them?
Well, Maryland just joined the Big Ten like a couple years ago. So
okay.
My thing is Maryland basically gave them that game. There's a lot of things, especially in that second half, where I was a little bit concerned with some of the play calling that Michigan did. They turned the ball over a lot. Maryland kept it close. Talia had a great game. If it wasn't really except for the safety at the end of the game, Michigan only won by 7.
Okay.
So I'm a little bit concerned. I understand where you guys are coming from. Michigan's at home. Inclement weather does play a factor, especially in home games. They're going to be fired up for this game.
Okay.
Ohio State's going to be playing for Ryan Day's job. Because you know he's not going to want to lose 3 years in a row to Michigan. Because if that happens, like I said, he's likely gone. So I'm going to say the upset. I'm going to say Ohio State on the road goes into Michigan and knocks them out.
What the hell, man? That makes no sense.
Did you call him?
Whoa!
Wow, that's crazy.
O-H-I-O.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
I'm going Ohio State.
Going for the upset.
Say like Ohio.
Going Ohio State.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say that I think this is gonna be a close game, but I'm gonna say that Michigan still pulls this out. I think they got. Their quarterback's playing really well. Their run game, they show that they can run the ball. I think they're gonna mix this up a little bit, run him past, him off kilter a little bit. I think they're gonna win the time of possession. And I don't think that I think it's going to be a close game, but I feel like Michigan's going to pull it out. It's not going to be a blowout, but it'll be close. It'll be one of those classic, But I just think Michigan's just got a little too much, and in the end, they're going to end up either pulling away late or just winning in the end and taking it. But yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, let us know what you think on this Michigan Ohio State big game. So it doesn't matter really who loses, right? They're going to play again in the Big Ten championship, right?
No, they're in the same division still. Big Ten hasn't done away with divisions yet, so the winner of this game plays Iowa in the Big Ten title game.
Oh, okay. So the loser's basically out of the top 4, right?
So you're basically seeing one of these teams is going to put 55 on Iowa's defense.
So is there any chance, like the SEC, that one of them gets in with a 1 loss then?
Only if Bama beats Georgia. If Georgia beats Alabama in the SEC title game, then Alabama's out.
That's fair.
Nobody else has a shot.
Yeah, and even then, I mean that's the only way. That's
all right.
Stretching it. So
yeah, that makes sense.
It's because there's so many undefeated Power 5 teams. There's 5.
Yeah,
there's still 5 left.
That's true.
So, you know.
You got something, Ken? What do you say? You're more sunflower seed in?
I'm good, man. I'm just focused on Georgia and what we're about to do, man. Georgia, and how we're gonna smoke Georgia Tech.
So then you chance they upset you?
Well, you know what the thing is. To back up Canteen here. These clubs are playing each other, and they're going to eat each other up in their championship.
Really?
And Georgia has been playing well, basically getting better all year long, and so has Alabama. So, I mean, you can't say that that Georgia ain't going to have a tough game either.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
I remember Georgia Tech's actually been better this year. They are a 6-win team, so they are going to a bowl game. So
why are we wasting time on
gonna...
Georgia Tech versus Georgia? This is a slap in
We're
the
not.
face.
We were talking about Georgia all the way to the championship, dude. We're not just talking about this week. What are you talking about?
Well, sorry, Georgia is going to
Reeves.
destroy them. It's embarrassing. It wouldn't be worth even talking about. Those guys are trash.
All right, why don't you go back into the Matrix and wait for the next subject?
All right. Anybody give us a chance to beat Texas this week? Anybody?
Oh, please stop this one.
Oh, get out of here.
Give the Red Raiders a chance.
No.
Damn it, Flo. No, man.
It's just me. Oh, yes.
Don't do that.
Alan's with me, baby.
Don't do that.
Hey, I need it. I need either Tech to win or BYU to win to get in. So
here we go.
Stop this.
Let's go, baby. Upset alert for Texas.
And this is only because my dad's side of the family is all Red Raider fans, so I gotta go with Texas Tech.
Yeah, Jake's a hater. He hates himself.
This is too much of a Texas Oklahoma centric show. I think we need some more East Coast.
He lives in Lubbock, Texas, but he hates the Red Raiders and he hates the Cowboys. He lives like some kind of weird.
No, I just speak facts. They're not going to do anything to us. That's an easy dub.
All right.
Hey, I bet we cover. How's that?
You're not covering
either. Bet, Canteen? Jake. I bet we
cover.
We
said that last year, and Tech beat them, didn't they?
In Lubbock.
Hey, if we cover or beat you, you got to wear a Red Raider hat next time.
I ain't doing no cover. All we got to do is win. Take the dub.
Oh, you ain't doing no cover? Oh, he's scared. He's shaking.
No, because I know Tech's going to play their heart out. It's the last time they faced their dads. It's the last time they faced their dads.
Okay. All right, let's
go
move
to
on.
the SEC after this. I know they're going to be having a heart, but we're going to win it still.
All right. Let's move on. Okay. All right, let's go before I get upset. All right, let's go. All right, so let's go to the NFL. Any other games you guys want to touch on before we go to NFL here? We'll move on to the NFL. All right. Let's go. So, Sunday Night Football, the game that Jake's been sitting in the dark for and holding on to I think that's a belt on his shoulder. I'm not sure what it is. Anyway, he's been sitting in the dark waiting for this. Maybe this is when he turns the lights on. I don't know. It's when he talks about this. But anyway, Sunday Night Football. Let's hit it. The Broncos squeak by the cousinless and Jeffersonless Vikings. A nail biter. Now the Broncos are back at 500. And many Broncos fans, including Hot Take Jake, are thinking playoffs.
We're talking about playoffs.
Hey, let's let Jake go last. Ken, what do you think here? The Broncos squeaking by the Vikings, who are missing their starting quarterback and they're probably the best receiver in NFL. Them squeaking by. Is this really a game that we can really give them much credit for? Spit them out and then go ahead.
Hey, you gotta give Jake his credit, man. Round of applause. Whatever, man. Give that man his props, Flo. I told you that in the chat the other night.
Hold on.
The man called it early in the season. He's won like 4 or 5 straight.
Hold on, Ken. Let me give him his applause.
Give him his props.
Okay, there you go.
Give him applause, man.
That's applause. It's cheered for.
Now, I will say this: with a broken Denver Broncos team,
broken freaking neck,
they're still able to win. And their
Broken?
defense is what's
How they
holding them down.
broken?
Their defense is holding them down.
How are they broken?
They're not a well put together team, and their offense ain't all that.
But they got the best coach in football, according
Their
to
offense
Jay.
ain't all that. You know that, like I know
coaching.
that.
He's doing a coaching mismatch right now. I love it.
Okay. Hey, this ain't your turn to time to talk, Jake. All right, Omar, what do we think here? I mean, can we really give him credit?
For me,
how much credit? Go ahead, Jay. You got something else, Canty? Go ahead. You got something else? Go ahead.
Let me finish, man. Give that man his credit. Hey, don't be surprised if the Broncos make the playoffs. Don't be surprised.
I'm not surprised because I'm the only other one that picked them to have a winning record, by the way. Put that out there. Oh, the lights come on. Hold on. Oh, no, maybe he was just...
Don't be surprised.
Okay. All right, Omar, what you got here? Can we give them credit for beating a cousinless and Jeffersonless Vikings team?
It was a depleted Vikings team. What can we say? Also, what can we say? The Broncos won a second game in the row by Will Lutz kicking a bunch of field goals and Cortland Sutton catching a last-second touchdown to win the game. So if it wasn't for Will Lutz and Cortland Sutton, this team would still be a whole bunch of garbage. And just because they're at 500, don't let that record fool you. They are still a bunch of basura. They are still a bunch of trash booty juice. And Sean Payton is still a horrible one-time Super Bowl winning coach. That being said,
take that, Jake.
The Broncos will
Don't
not
worry,
make
I
it to
got
the
something for them.
The Broncos started off 0-3, and as I mentioned, there is a 2.4% chance for you to make the postseason after starting 0-3. The last team to do it, the 2018 Texans. It will not be the Broncos this year.
Oh, okay. All right, Alan, the cousinless and Jeffersonless Vikings get squeaked out by the Broncos. Is this something to give Broncos much credit for, or is it just kind of one of those any given Sunday and people are injured? What do you think, Alan?
Well, here's the thing. You got to be impressed a little bit because what has been the hot story all the last couple weeks? Josh Dobbs is reviving the Vikings. That team is on the path to the postseason.
I saw Josh Dobbs beat another team I know. Go ahead. Keep going. I love this. Good job, Alan.
He's been playing well, and the Broncos held him in check. Got a pick off of him. He finally looked human for the first time this year. So, I mean, give him credit. Josh Dobbs has done well with Minnesota so far this year. And
by the way, hold on. Before this past week, who had the best winning streak currently before this past week? Was it not the Minnesota Vikings?
Sure, yeah, they had 2 with Josh Dobbs.
Yeah.
No. They had 5. They were on a 5-game winning streak.
No, you're right. You're right. They were.
But they had Cousins for 3 of those.
They still won with Dobbs. That's a 5-game winning streak.
You're right.
Yeah, but who did they play? Who did they play, Jake? Who did they play?
There's been some decent competition.
5-game winning streak.
Okay.
5.
Okay. They should have been 6.
Finish it up. No.
Finish it up.
Flo, you said any given Sunday, so it don't matter who you play.
I don't say that. That's Omar's line. I just say that because you guys
credit. Josh Dobbs beat us. Josh Dobbs beat us in Arizona, so
he did.
Preach. I love it.
That was an even given Sunday.
The Broncos have a huge problem.
Arizona.
And he should have beat too.
The Broncos have a huge problem because, as we mentioned, if you keep using your field goal kicker all the time to win games, that means your red zone efficiency is not good. And they are actually 21st in red zone efficiency at 48.6%, which means they're scoring on less than half of their drives in the red zone. That is a huge problem. Also, they're 18th on third down conversions at 38.2%. So they definitely have offense they need to fix because their running game is horrible.
Okay. All right, so
I think the momentum's going to keep going. I think we're starting to see Javonte Williams get healthier, and the healthier he gets, he's going to be a problem, especially down the road. And you look at what the Broncos have down the line. It's a very favorable schedule. They've already played Kansas City twice, so you don't have to worry about that. I trust them more than the Chargers right now because of what Staley's done in LA. I think he's pretty much out the door at this point. I think the Raiders will still give Raiders will still play them tough. I like what Antonio Pierce has done with Vegas so far. In fact, I'm calling the upset this week. I say Vegas beats Kansas City at home. So
let's go.
What?
Man, I see that.
Here's the thing, and we'll talk Kansas City in a bit, but
I see that. I'm gonna scream because that means we're one game away. They beat that team. Raiders win. The Broncos are one game from first place.
That'd be a nightmare.
Oh, never mind. I want us to lose then.
Let me finish this off.
But here's the thing. I think it is impressive. It's been impressive to see what the Broncos have done the last few weeks. Because let's face it, everybody in the NFL wrote them off for dead. They
wrote us off. We ain't right back. Which time, man?
I get the point. What everybody's trying to make. The first 3 quarters are a struggle, especially when you can't score in the red zone. I mean, Flo, we know all too well what the struggles in Dallas.
That's where I was going to go
right now, scoring in the red zone. So
but if everyone wrote him off, but me and Jake. So
no. Here's the thing. Flo's a hater just as well.
That last second,
but I didn't write him off.
And you got it. And here's the point I'm trying to make. That last second touchdown, that's happened 2 weeks in a row. That is vintage Russell Wilson. If he continues to play like that, the Broncos are going to be dangerous.
That's called playing on the edge, and it gets you in trouble.
Tell me it's my turn. I can't wait for this.
It's your turn.
It's your turn, but you'll be muted. So hold on, let me mute you.
Yeah, whatever.
Go ahead. You can go now.
Here's my point, guys.
Don't do him like that, man. Let the man speak, Flo.
Let me mute you again. Okay, go ahead.
Here we go, guys. We have done the unthinkable. At 1-5, Flo wrote us off. Said we wouldn't win no more than 2 more games.
I didn't write you off.
When he saw a 6-game shred fast facing the Chiefs twice, facing the Bills. We had the Vikings, Packers. Come on, man. This team is gaining momentum fast. I will tell you this right now. Absolutely, you can say that this was
okay. You're going to win out.
I'm not hearing that, Flo. I'm not hearing that.
You're going to win out. That would be your record that you wanted in the beginning of the season.
Hey, as long as Kansas City keeps looking like that, I got no fear. And now the AFC The AFC as a whole is losing right now. The Chargers lost. The Raiders lost. Who else?
Burrow's hurt.
Burrow's hurt. The Bills are barely on the brink of elimination if they lose, and they got a tough schedule ahead of them. I am loving this. Everything is falling into place. Like I said, the goal of Omar to say that Sean Payton was not going to change it compared to Nathaniel Hackett is embarrassing. That was the most embarrassing take I've ever heard. This is why you got this man. This is why we are here, and this is why we are a nightmare for Flo, for Omar, for the next 7 weeks, because we have a chance to do the unthinkable, starting 1-5 and making the playoffs. Let me tell you something. The excuses are crazy. I want to add this in. The Browns have now beat the Ravens and the Steelers. Am I going to hear that they're going to win without a Deshaun? If we beat them, that we beat a Deshaun Watson team? Because the Ravens couldn't beat them.
Jake, go ahead. You can go ahead and start. I didn't hear anything you said. Go ahead.
Yeah, the Ravens couldn't beat the Browns. What happens when we beat the Browns this week? What happens then?
You mean the Browns who also don't have their starting quarterback?
So the Ravens couldn't win that, and the Ravens are number 1 in the AFC.
They also didn't have the starting quarterback?
Oh, stop. Like I said, this is beautiful. I love it. It is a nightmare right now. Flo and Omar are having a troubled time falling asleep at night because of what the Broncos are doing. It is beautiful. The absolute gall to think that Russ was cooked and that Sean Payton had no coaching ability whatsoever is embarrassing.
I look at their schedule right now. I see 3 teams right now that I feel are definite losses. The rest of them, they are winnable.
For who?
For Denver.
I
like Cleveland's defense a lot better. I think Cleveland could beat them even on the road.
Okay.
I like Houston because I think CJ Stroud is that guy right now.
Okay.
And then the only other tough game they have is Detroit. The rest, Chargers twice. Those are winnable.
Detroit.
So it's 3 losses.
No,
what would that put them at? What would that put them at?
If they won those
all
games,
3 of those games.
so you would have the Chargers twice, which are 2 winnable games,
And the
Patriots, who are
Those
terrible.
are division games, so they
And then you would be 8-8 going into Vegas for a spot in the playoffs.
8-8.
You would if it played out the way I think it will, you'll be 8-8 with the playoff spot on the line going into
Alan,
Vegas.
are you saying we don't win in Denver this week against Cleveland?
Cleveland's defense is the best defense in the NFL.
That's
I'm
fine.
sorry, I can't say it. I can't see it.
They're
not. I love that
you're not winning
because
with DTR.
I got faith in you, Jake. I think y'all gonna win it.
players.
I think you're gonna win at home, Jake.
You're not
Oh,
winning,
absolutely.
and let me add this on top.
You know, there's a canteen curse too, right, Jake?
Let me add this on top. Do y'all remember? It wasn't too long ago. It was just about a month or two ago when the Broncos got mollywopped by when the Dolphins dropped 70 on them. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that?
That was
Long
bad.
time
Y'all remember
ago.
that? I think I remember. No. So what I'm calling for an immediate NFL investigation into the Denver Broncos and Bounty Gate Part 2. I believe Sean Payton has instilled a Bounty Gate type system to get this defense to start playing with more aggression than they've ever wanted to play with before. I am calling for an immediate NFL investigation and a firing of Sean Payton when they find out that it's Bounty Gate Part 2.
Wow.
Stop this! I can't wait.
Oh, wow.
It's
That's some
looking
kind of allegation there, Omar. It's
You're damn right. I
incredible.
thought about it. It took me some days to come with that one up.
Well, that was pretty good. You almost sound
this
believable.
Cleveland game's going to tell a lot. If you beat Cleveland, then this team could potentially win like
I love what you
four
said.
of their
Alan.
next 5,
If we beat
4 of their
Cleveland,
next 5 and be
Do you
a
take us serious?
Who are you talking to?
I'm asking Alan. Alan, if we beat Cleveland this weekend, because I believe Cleveland is a hot team. That's why it's going to make me laugh that Flo would say that, oh, well, they're without their quarterback. No. They beat the Ravens without that quarterback. They beat the Steelers, a hot Steelers.
But let's also not forget they spent half the year without Deshaun Watson.
Exactly.
It's been
And
either
they have
PJ
a
Walker or
positive record. So there's
DTR
no
at quarterback.
excuse there. If we beat this
But
team,
they play much better with Deshaun Watson. You have to
there's
admit.
no excuses. And what happens then? Alan, do you take us seriously?
No.
Yeah. If you beat Cleveland at home,
Well,
yeah.
I did say that I would.
Hey, I'm taking you serious right now, Jake.
I would say that I would.
Right
That I
now,
would
bro.
consider you as a playoff team if you
I
beat
believe in you.
the Vikings and the Browns. So
If you win out,
if
if
you
you win out,
both-
I will say you're a playoff team.
Hey,
If you
let me
beat-
say this,
if
bro.
you beat both Cleveland and Houston, 2 of the hotter teams in the
I'm on it.
NFL right now,
okay.
in a row, then yeah, I'll definitely take you seriously.
Oh,
Jake,
okay.
Jake,
There you go.
if you guys,
Hey, Flo, let me say this. Let me say this, Jake. Every week they keep adding on more stipulations.
Absolutely.
Each week there's a
I
different
love it.
I
stipulation.
didn't add
why they
nothing.
don't
I
say
didn't add
this,
anything.
right?
I didn't add anything.
You run
I
4 or
did
5
not add
games.
anything.
Did you
Now
notice
this
that I
week's
said the
Cleveland.
Kirk Cousins team?
Team, pay
Josh
attention. I
Dobbs
didn't
was
add
the hottest
anything.
team.
Every week
I didn't
there's
add
something
anything.
different why you can't win.
I didn't add anything,
Ken,
Canteen. Don't
Ken,
say
will you
that.
stop it?
I
Ken,
love
I'm
it.
trying.
that.
Ken, stop it. I'm trying to add
I
a
said-
stipulation. Okay,
I said-
stop it.
I said they had to beat the Bills for me to consider taking them seriously, to consider taking them seriously at all, and they did.
They
So I
beat the
considered them.
Bills.
That's what I said, and I said if you beat the Vikings
They
and the
beat
Browns,
them.
then I will say
They beat
I'll consider
Minnesota.
you a playoff team. You have to beat the Browns.
Guarantee he kept saying that that the teams are giving us the game.
You had
We're
them
taking
going
them,
4
man.
and 12.
Jake,
Canteen.
you're in the
You had them
driver's
going
seat.
4
You're
and
winning,
13.
man.
You
You're
can't
number
speak up
2
now.
in your division for a
You
reason.
can't speak up now, Canteen. You
Let
had
me
them
tell
going
you
4
this,
and
man.
13.
If Alan's prediction comes true and the Raiders upset the
You can't
Chiefs,
take it back
and that
now,
could very well
Canteen.
be possible. This ain't the Chiefs of last year.
Yeah,
But if the Raiders beat them,
See?
go back to your
this is
public.
going to be very scary. And Denver has a legit shot at winning that division because we already split with the Chiefs.
God, I hope Tanner's not watching because he's going to kill me later.
On the Broncos. Way too much time on the Broncos. Let's go to the Eagles.
I was going to say, I hope Tanner's not watching because he's going to kill me later for saying that the Raiders are going to beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, he probably won't. I haven't seen him.
I'm
so
supporting you all year, bro. Jake, I believe in you when nobody else believes in you. I believe in
you. Of the year, Canteen. You can't jump on. You gotta jump on the Broncos bandwagon now.
Get out of here! Taylor Flo over there thought that with
things changed. Things transpired throughout the season, bro.
Man, all right, let's move on because this has been way too much time on the Broncos. Okay, so the Eagles slipped past the Chiefs on the road. This is the beautiful win game. The Chiefs, for the third game in a row, actually go scoreless in the second half. Thoughts on this game? And then we'll talk about who are the top 5 teams right after this game. We'll kind of give our top 5 NFL teams. But so the Chiefs lose at home and can't go. They go scoreless in the last 3 games. This is not good. Looking good for the Chiefs. What are your thoughts, Ken, on this?
Pathetic, man. They look pathetic.
Pathetic. Wow.
Terrible.
And Pat Mahomes had a horrible game. Their defense was decent, but Pat Mahomes had a horrible game. And their receivers can't catch a cold. Their receivers can't catch a cold. The receivers bumbling the ball the entire game.
Maybe that, yeah.
What's that kid name? What's his name? Chantilly? Whatever his name, the kid that dropped the ball. Bro, how you drop the ball in the end zone? How do you drop a football in the end zone?
I don't know.
Come on, man.
But they've had that problem all year long.
I'm worried about Kansas City.
What do you got, Jake? You worried about them?
Beautiful.
Consistencies, man. They're not consistent.
This game was beyond beautiful. I loved it every second of the way. Let me tell you something about the Eagles.
You hate the Chiefs.
This Eagles team is resilient. You're facing Andy Reid, who doesn't lose off of a bye week. You're playing in Arrowhead. This is the biggest win of the season that the NFL has seen. And that's with me, a Broncos fan. You come back and you beat a team that beat you last year in the Super Bowl. They had a bye week. They got to rest up. It was an Arrowhead. This Eagles team is resilient. They're the most dangerous team in the NFL. They destroyed them. Let me tell you something. The Eagles are playing chess. Everybody's playing checkers. Here's the most dangerous thing. Everybody gets a first down and 10. You know what these guys get? A 1st and 8. Because if you know they're at a 3rd and 2 or a 4th and 2, they're automatically going to get that first down with that tush push. It is dangerous. Everybody's playing 1st and 10. They're playing 1st and 8. This is the most scariest team I've seen. I love it. Cowboy fans are scared to death. Even I can say this. I got Niner fans wondering what's going to happen. This team has shown it. And let me turn this around on the Chiefs. Chiefs, you better get your shit together fast because the Broncos are coming. That's the main point. And let me tell you something. If you lose because you got the Bills coming up, the Bills are very desperate. You got the Raiders, not once but twice. You got the Chargers still. This is not an easy schedule out. You better show up. And Denver gave the
they beat the Chargers already.
Yeah, they beat them once. They got to play them one more time.
Oh, you got to play them again. Okay.
You got to be resilient. Chiefs fans, Broncos showed the blueprint how to beat y'all. You make those bums beat you. Did you notice it? I love what Colin Cowherd said. I love what Nick Wright said. All of them this morning. They said, cover Travis Kelce like I've been said. You let those bums beat you. They couldn't do it. Take notes, fellas. Take notes. This is how you beat that team. Denver showed it 3 weeks ago, and it's being proven once again.
Okay. What you got, Alan, on this?
Well, I mean, he's got a point. You go back to that Denver game, and since then, Kansas City can't seem to score in the second half. It just seems like they gotta put up points in the first half, otherwise they're not going to score much. I mean, look at that Germany game against Miami. They put up 21 in the first half. They're up 21-0. They only win by 7 points. If that wasn't for their defense, that Miami team beats them.
That's some big drops. That big drop at the end of the game was big.
There's been a lot of that. There's been a lot of that this season.
I agree that big drop was good, but who's to tell me that the Eagles wouldn't have driven down the field right after? There was still time left, even if they would have caught that touchdown.
No, because they were at the 1 yard line, and they could have.
What do you mean? Who was at the 1 yard line? That was in the end zone. MVS.
Oh, was it?
If MVS makes that catch, he breaks free and gets a touchdown. Already.
Maybe.
If MVS catches that ball, he rolls into the end zone for a touchdown.
He rolls into the end zone for a touchdown. Nobody's touching him.
But that doesn't.
And then you got Eagles with a minute and 12 left. Oh no!
I don't know for sure they would score though.
They did it whenever they needed to.
Yeah, but
if it's the safety who I'm thinking of, yeah, he would have rolled in because he wouldn't have touched him down. So,
what you got?
My thing is, I look at this Kansas City. There is a formula to beating them. I really thought that they were going to win that game yesterday, but when I look, they were up 10 points. They were
Alan,
up 10
I called
points
this 3 weeks ago when Denver did this, bro. I'm telling you, you cover Travis Kelce. Let those bums beat you, man. They can't do it.
And here's the thing: Philly didn't look good. Philly didn't look good last night. They looked mid at best.
All year,
they looked mid at best. That's been what they've been looking like. But the thing is, it's like what Jake said. Philly has found a way.
But here's the way. You got to admit this, Alan.
Because here's the thing:
they've had some lucky bounces too, though.
They have had some lucky bounces. Because, like I said I said this a couple weeks.
They haven't lost, but they fumbled.
I said this a couple. I said this a couple weeks ago. We should have beat them in Philadelphia. We had so many opportunities to beat them in Philadelphia, and we couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Cowboys.
I really think their only loss the rest of the way is going to be at Dallas. I really truly believe that. I think they'll come into Dallas and we can knock them off because we're just so hot at home.
But then we'll be in second place.
The problem is the big thing is going to be what's going to happen in that 49ers game. The 49ers are red hot right now. They're playing great on all phases, all assets of the ball. What are they going to do if it's a big time lead? Let's say like the Niners jump out 21-0. What are the Eagles going to look like then? That's what I want to know. If they get down big, what's going to happen with them? Kansas City, I feel like they're in trouble because they just can't play in the second half. They just don't show up in the second half or so. Where was Travis Kelce? Where was Travis Kelce in the second
double
half?
Triple team. Yeah, he was getting double triple team though.
Yeah,
that's why MBS was wide open at the end.
And Taylor wasn't there, so
yeah.
Well, I mean, finally, I've been calling for this all season long. I've been saying, why are y'all letting Travis Kelce, the only player on the team, beat you over and over and over again when they have no other receivers? Their running game is trash. Their offensive line is suspect. It's just an all-around. It's a Mahomes, Travis Kelce combo. And if he didn't have Kelce, if Kelce would have been, thank God he wasn't. I don't root for anyone to get injured. But if that knee extension at the beginning of the year had been worse, Kansas City would be way worse than they are now. So finally, coaches are wising up and triple teaming Travis Kelce and letting the rest of the offense, especially those bum receivers, show what they're made of. And all of them showed what they were made of last night.
Hardeman.
Justin Watson was targeted 11 times last night. Watson was targeted 11 times last night, caught less than half of them for 53 yards. MVS targeted with that last big bomb right in your hands. You got to catch that. That's embarrassing. Kadarius Toney, as we mentioned, hasn't done anything. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, bum. Even Isaiah Pacheco, who was brought out and has played pretty well, has been the best player they've had outside of Travis Kelce and Mahomes. Their defense is a standout thing that they've had all season long and is what has really carried them to this point. If the offense can get it figured out,
Right. No, go ahead. Finish out.
No, I was just going to say, if their offense can figure it out, and I will never say anything about Patrick Mahomes because I trust that Patrick Mahomes is, the best quarterback in the league and can do things. Hey, if they can get it figured out, they'll be fine, but I don't see it happening. I agree with Alan. I think they have a problem. I think they're in trouble. On the other hand, the Eagles, then when I say trouble, not that they're not going to make the playoffs. They're still going to make the playoffs. The Chiefs are going to make the playoffs no matter
trouble
what.
To repeat.
But they're not going to repeat. Right. Now, on the other hand, the Eagles have a very good chance of winning the Super Bowl this year. They are, as Alan mentioned, the top team in the league. I've been touting them all season long. I know you like, crapping on Jalen Hurts every chance you get, Flo, but we ain't going to let that happen today. Jalen Hurts is been playing fantastic. He's been a
Fantastic
leader.
is a bit
He's
much.
been a leader of men. He has been a leader of
He
a
hasn't
team.
played fantastic.
He has played good enough to get his team and drive his team to victories, even with a lesser defense than he had last year.
Even when he's getting outplayed in games, they're still finding ways to win, which is the scary part.
Right.
Really, the only time they got outplayed and they lost, oddly enough, was against Zach Wilson and the Jets.
Right. And the ball didn't bounce their way. So they've had one game only that ball didn't quite bounce their way. I mean, so that's just the way. I mean, they played good.
They've gotten by with luck, yes.
There's
but
been some
Jalen
luck.
Hurts has also shown that he is the leader of that team, and he can get
I'm
them
not saying
into
he's not a
position to
leader.
win
I'm
games.
not saying that, but he hasn't played that well, and they've still been able to win. That's the thing.
Well, sometimes intangibles drive you to win. Sometimes it's not just
lucky bounces too. Lucky bounces too.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he's had like 5 or 6 fumbles this year, and I think he's only lost 1. I mean, and he's had like 8 or 9 interceptions, and none of them have cost him points. Maybe one of them did.
He's tied, I think, for second or third in interceptions this year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And if that was Dak, they'd be killing Dak. But anyway,
will you stop comparing?
They would be. They would be.
Yeah.
They killed him.
I mean, he's not wrong. They would be killing
Dak.
Prescott on a daily basis. But
You're right. But all right,
he was second in
Wilson
interceptions
Prescott,
by
man.
every single show. You're killing me. You know that, Omar.
I know, but you don't have to bring it up every time.
Because it's true. That's why. All right.
But if you weren't a Cowboys fan, you wouldn't bring it up.
Yeah, I would. Because the Cowboys are America's team. I got to talk about them.
No, you're so stupid.
Okay, maybe we won't bring that up. Let's just move on. I was going to say top 5 teams, but that might take a while. So we'll just move on.
Yeah, we're not doing
Here, I'll do the short version for you. Philly, San Francisco, Detroit. Those are top 3 right now. I don't have an AFC team in the top 3 right now. I would put Kansas City 4 and Dallas 5.
I put Ravens over the.
All right, let me go, Flo.
Okay, hold on. One at a time.
I'll go Baltimore 1.
What?
I'll go Baltimore 1. Baltimore.
Wow.
Baltimore 1. Listen to what I'm saying. Baltimore 1. Then Philly.
Wow.
Then the 49ers. I'll go Dallas. Then Detroit.
Okay.
Okay.
So who do you got 3? Who do you got 3, you said? Who's number 3?
Yeah, 49ers.
49ers 3,
49ers.
Dallas 4, and okay. Go ahead, Omar.
3.
I'm going to flip that. So I'm going to have the Eagles 1. I'm going to move the Ravens down to 3. 49ers will be in second. You'll have the I had the Ravens 3rd. They beat Detroit, so Detroit has to be below them. So they boat race Detroit. So I'm putting Detroit at 5. Who would be my number 4? Yeah, I'll go with Dallas at number 4. That's okay. I'll go with Dallas.
Okay. All right, let's move on. All right, so
Dallas.
unless you want my 5. You want my 5?
Yes, Dallas over Detroit because Detroit's defense is still kind of suspect.
Okay.
That is tough, though.
least
That is tough for me, though.
That is a tough.
That's a toss-up.
That is a very good toss-up, though. Well,
Okay.
I'll tell you what. If Philly does slip up, that game in Week 17 between Dallas and Detroit could be for the number 1 seed.
Ooh, nice.
Here we go. You want my top 5?
Dallas.
You want my top 5?
Dylan.
Omar, look. You know,
Good hot fire.
I'm honest. I'm an honest broker.
I know.
I root for my teams, but I'm an honest broker. Okay. I'm going to go. This is my honest opinion. This is head and gut. A little bit of heart. So it's Philly right now at this point.
Okay.
49ers. Remember I said they were
Wow.
back. I said they were back. Remember?
Okay.
Y'all didn't listen. Y'all just ignored me.
Wow.
And then I say Ravens 3.
Okay.
Detroit 4.
Okay.
And Kansas City 5.
Okay. So you don't even have Dallas in your top 5. All right.
We haven't beaten a team that over 500.
You're being realistic for once. I like it.
No, I'm always realistic. You know that. I fight for my team and I make fun of Jake, but I like to be right. You know that more than I like.
So you do have the Ravens at number 3, like me, though. Why did you Why'd you get taken
Only
aback when I
because
said
they
Ravens?
beat them head to head, so I had to put them over Detroit. And Detroit's defense, like, kind of suspect. So I'm just not so quite on Detroit, but only because they beat them head to head. Otherwise, I would.
Alien stole Flo's body.
What the what? Where is Flo?
Hey, I am an honest broker, and I like to be right. You know that.
Honest broker.
All right. If we beat Philly, then we'll move up quite a bit.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. All right, so here we go. So let's look at a division matchups. Coming up.
It's mostly division matchups this week.
Yeah, that's true. A big one coming up. The Frisky Texans. I like to call them. I may have to move up the Frisky Texans to the Formidable Texans, but they're playing the Jags for basically first place. Rookie CJ Stroud is playing lights out for the Texans. Trevor Lawrence has been having his ups and downs throughout the season. He hasn't looked great at times. Texans won the first game in Jacksonville, and the Texans are 1.5-point underdogs at home. This feels like a must-win though for the Texans. Well, what do you got, Omar, on this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna make it a sweep for the Houston Texans. I am calling the upset.
Ooh.
I think that they are just playing. I think that CJ Stroud is just playing at a super high clip right now. Devin Singletary has come in for Damian Pierce. That's okay. Hey, yeah, you're gonna have a bad game as a rookie. That's okay. You can bounce back. You can bounce back.
Okay, that's fair.
Devin Singletary stepped in for an injured Damian Pierce a couple of weeks ago and has played 2 consecutive good games. Dalton Schultz has been ranked in the top 5 tight ends the past few weeks as well. You're bringing in Nico Collins. You got Tank Dell. Them boys are coming out here just balling. They got a better defense than most people thought, led by Derek Stingley Jr. and Will Anderson. Their defense flying all over the place.
Their coach is a defensive coach. He's got that.
And D'Amico Ryans is a fresh, awesome young head coach who's going to be the next Mike Tomlin. I got the Texans winning the game by at least 3, possibly 7.
So close game. Texans pull it out at home.
Yeah, Jacksonville's still a really good team. I still think Jacksonville's going to make the playoffs. I just think that Houston is on a run right now.
Oh, wow. Man. All right, what do you think, Cam? What do you think, Cam?
Man, when you look at Stroud, man, Stroud has had a phenomenal season, man. Phenomenal season.
Yes, he has.
Stroud, when you look at Stroud's numbers compared to Trevor Lawrence, 223 for 355, almost 3,000 yards passing, 17 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. The kid is balling, and as Omar caveated on, Devin Singletary was a great pickup. I don't know why Buffalo let him go. That was dumb, but I mean, he's been a great addition to Houston. And Nico Collins catching that ball left and right, catching the ball left and right. Here's what I'm gonna say. I like Houston by 14 at home.
Wow, 14.
14
nice.
At home Sunday.
You also like the Broncos.
Let's go, Houston.
I'm just kidding. Go ahead, Alan.
Great defense, bro.
Okay.
Great defense. Great defense.
Okay, that's fair.
Here's the thing with the Jaguars, real quick.
That's true.
Trevor Lawrence. We all thought coming into this year, we thought the Jaguars were going to take that next step. They were going to be one of the top tier teams in the AFC. In fact, we didn't give them much competition in their own division, and we're thinking, okay, Jaguars are going to sweep their division. Yeah. They're going to get they're one of the lower, I guess you could say, schedules in the NFL. They could probably get the number 1 seed by default just because of how easy their schedule is.
Right.
But all of a sudden, like you said, those frisky Texans.
Frisky.
CJ Stroud, he's not playing like a rookie. He is playing like a seasoned veteran. And you look at the guys that he has on that team, and then and I saw a post the other day. Is like these are basically all former Cowboy guys. Dalton Schultz, Noah Brown, all having big years for the Texans this year.
Right.
Nico Collins has been good for them. They thought he was going to be their number 1. They brought in Robert Woods, but he's been kind of But the biggest thing, and I know I've talked with the Just Fans guys who are big Houston Texans believers. They're big Houston sports guys. Go check them out if you haven't yet. CJ Stroud was banging on the table during day 2 of the draft for Tank Dell. And this is why. Tank Dell has become the go-to guy for CJ Stroud. That connection is going to be dangerous in the future, not just for this year, but for years to come. Not only that, you're not hearing Rookie of the Year for CJ Stroud. You're hearing MVP. When was the last time, and here's the thing, the last time we mentioned rookie with MVP, 2 names come to mind, really. Lawrence Taylor, Jim Brown. When was the last time anybody was in that kind of same conversation?
Dan Marino was in that. He got a couple votes.
I mean, Dan Marino was in that conversation, yes, when he was a rookie. He had an incredible season in '83. But this is something we haven't seen ever. When was the last time you've seen a rookie quarterback throw for 470 yards in a game?
No, he's playing well.
5 touchdowns.
He's playing well.
He has been phenomenal.
You got the Texans winning this game as well?
Oh, Texans are winning. Yes, I got them by 10.
Wow,
I think that especially since they're at home, that crowd is going to go raucous. DeMeco Ryans, in my opinion, right now is Coach of the Year. CJ Stroud is definite Offensive Rookie of the Year and is at least top 3 or top 4 in MVP right now.
I agree. I like it.
Wow.
I agree.
Okay.
If the Texans make the playoffs and they win a playoff game, he is the MVP.
Okay. And they make a playoff game? I don't know.
If they make the playoffs and they win a playoff game, he is the MVP.
Okay. I don't know if they give it to him, but
they probably won't because he's a rookie.
I don't think they do.
They probably won't because he's a rookie and they have a hard-on boner for Patrick Mahomes. But I really do think that he deserves it. If I'm being honest, if he gets the Texans to the postseason and they win a playoff game, I really think he deserves it.
Okay, that's fair. So I know everybody's on the CJ Stroud bandwagon, and I get it. You know, he's played really well. He definitely has played well. But I look at the games that they played. I mean, they lost to Atlanta. They lost to Carolina, who people would have made fun of us if we lost to Carolina.
I mean, they're still a young team, Flo. Come on now. They're still a very young team.
Saying, but that's my point exactly, Omar. You're shooting me down before I get a chance to make my point. And they played Tampa Bay, who is okay. They played them close. They played Cincinnati close. They played Arizona close that nobody really scares. I mean, that they don't scare anybody. So I think that they haven't really played a great team. They played Pittsburgh, who's got a good defense, but they don't really have much of an offense. They did beat Jacksonville the first time, which was impressive for them. But then they did lose to Baltimore. So what good team other than Jacksonville have they beaten? There hasn't been a really good team, and everybody gives us a hard time for not beating good teams. They did beat Cincinnati, okay, but that's probably the best team they've beaten, and that was a really close game. I think it came to a field goal at the end. So I think that this is going to be a close game, but I'm going to say Jacksonville needs this more. This is a must-win for Jacksonville. I'm going to give Jacksonville the slight edge. I'm not saying CJ Stroud's going to play horrible or he's not going to. I think this is going to be a really close game. I think it's going to come down to who has it last. And I think Jacksonville pulls this out because they need this game. They already lost in Jacksonville. And if you look at the games that they've lost to bad teams. And they are, like you said, they are young. So I think their youth is going to show a little bit in this game. CJ Stroud may throw another pick or two. Maybe a costly pick. Maybe just be one pick, but it may be costly. So we'll see what happens, but I think Jacksonville pulls this out. I'm going to go against the grain here and just say Jacksonville pulls this game out.
That's fine. I do want to say
he's going to be a star in the league, though. He's
I didn't think he wouldn't be.
I want to say you're being disingenuous by comparing the Cowboys to the Texans because they're on 2 different levels, and you know that.
No, I'm just making an example that.
But you're expected to beat those teams. The Texans aren't because you're on two different levels. That's disingenuous.
Well, but now they're expected to win. You all are picking them to beat the Jags. Would you have picked them later?
I'm actually picking an upset. I think it's an upset still. So I don't. I mean, I don't think it's a. I don't even think it's. Yeah, I don't even think that it's a.
Well, I'm going with the 14.
I think
three of y'all are picking an upset though. Why? You would.
I was going to say because a lot of people think Jacksonville's going to win this game because they, like you said, Flo, they need it more.
Yeah.
But I think this Texans team is a lot hungrier. I think D'Amico Ryans has them in the better spot.
I could be wrong. I've been wrong from time to time. It happens.
I will say this though. Who would have thought that the best quarterback duel of the year would be Baker Mayfield and CJ Stroud?
Right?
Who would have thought that?
Yeah, for sure. And I gave the Bucs a little more credit too at the beginning of the year. I thought Baker would play well, and he has played well, but they haven't been able to pull out some of these close games. They've lost some close ones throughout the season.
They're still a game back in the division too at 4-6, which is
bad division.
sad.
So they're right there. Speaking of the NFC South, another game, another kind of, I guess is it a divisional game? Saints and the Falcons, yeah. And so they play this week. It's a pick'em game. No one really wants to win this division. It seems like no one. The New Orleans Saints are 5-5. The Bucs, like you just mentioned, the Bucs are just a game behind Allen. So what do you think in this game? Can the Saints kind of separate themselves a little bit, or do they give Atlanta a chance and then Atlanta jumps back, I guess, in the first place if they win this game?
I think the Saints will have it in the bag. I know there's the question of whether or not Derek Carr is going to play or not, depending on if he's still in concussion protocol or not. The thing is, though, the Falcons are going back to Desmond Ridder, and I think that's a terrible move. I think Ridder was probably the biggest problem for their offense. I think their offense played a little bit better with Taylor Heineke running it.
Right.
The thing is that the teams that they played were actually pretty good when Taylor Heineke came in there. So I think the Saints, their defense is better. I'll give them that.
Okay.
I think this is the game where they have to utilize Alvin Kamara a little bit more. Taysom Hill has been utilized very well.
Okay.
I think they just got a little bit more tricks up their sleeve. And because Arthur Smith is calling plays and he's not utilizing his 3 running backs the way he should,
right?
I got to go with the Saints here.
Okay. What do you got, Ken? Your second team, the Falcons, going for first place.
I mean, the Falcons, they haven't won. I mean, all the games the Falcons have played, they haven't been by big point. They haven't won by big point margins, man. I mean, the last game that the Falcons did win, they ended up beating the Buccaneers was their last one. They lost a close game to Minnesota. They lost a close game to Tennessee 28-23. They lost to the Vikings 31-28. And then they lost to the Cardinals, man. Kyler Murray's first game coming back.
Kyler Murray's back, though.
I got to go with Atlanta, man. I think Atlanta's hungry. Home crowd. I mean, this will rejuvenate them. This will rejuvenate Atlanta, give them some energy and propel them forward. You know, as Dallin caveated, I think they are making a mistake with Ridder.
Okay.
But I mean, if you're looking at the long run, I mean, who would you rather have, Heineke or Ridder? And what's the future of the Atlanta Falcons? I mean, if the Atlanta Falcons can win their division and get a playoff spot, I mean, that's good enough for Atlanta. But there's a lot of room for growth because there's no way that you have one of the best running backs in the National Football League, and your offense is not as explosive as Atlanta should be.
So you think they pulled Ridder too soon?
Falcons by 7.
Is that what you're saying, Cam?
Yeah.
They pulled him too soon.
Too soon, man.
Okay, Omar, what you got here? One for the Falcons, one for the
Saints. You got time to develop.
Right.
Yeah, I agree on points that both of the gentlemen have said. I do think that the New Orleans Saints really needed that bye, as Alan said, with Derek Carr already being in the protocol, not to mention Marshawn Lattimore and Michael Thomas both had significant injuries against the Vikings. That being said, that's why I'm going to agree with Ken. I think that Ridder, while being very inconsistent, was at least a chance of the future if you could have made him something. versus Tyler Heineke. He was going to be a career backup and nothing better than that. That being said, Arthur Smith is playing for his job at this point. And if he doesn't start using his backs, as Alan mentioned, and if he doesn't start playing Ritter to his strengths, which includes running the ball and not always throwing into coverage, then they'll be fine. I think Atlanta does win this game at home because honestly, just like these two teams don't want to win the division, I don't really care about these two teams. They're both very, very blase teams that aren't going to do anything in the playoffs anyway. So
It's basically a competition to see who loses to the Cowboys or Eagles, depending on who wins the NFC East.
It's like, do we really want to win and waste our time with another week?
It's kind of like what it was last year when we beat Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with what most of you guys said, and I think I definitely don't. I wonder why they are not running the ball more. They should be running the ball, the heck out of the ball. They got two great backs.
They were the best running team in the NFL last year.
And they should have just left Ritter in there. I agree with Ken. Just leave him in there and let him roll with the season, do the whole season. I mean, I know you're playing for your job, but you got to see what you got in the kid.
Gotcha.
I mean, he hasn't even got a full season in.
Let him get the full season in. You got Bijan Robinson.
Run the ball more. I don't get it. Run the ball. Put the ball in the belly of the running back and just let them carry the team and just use Ritter as you need him. Even Ritter has some decent legs. You could have used him in kind of that run pass option and done that. He's got
which is what Arthur Smith specializes in, which makes no sense to me.
Exactly. So I don't know. I want to go for the Falcons. I think that they should win this game at home if they run the ball. So I'm hoping they run the ball more, and I'm going to go with the Falcons in a close one. The Saints do have a good defense, so we'll see what happens. If they don't run the ball enough, they're not going to win. I think the Saints will pull it out, but hopefully they run it a little more and they pull this one out. I'm going to go Saints in a close one and by a field goal, I'm going to say.
And as a caveat, just to add to everything that we've said today, and as we added just now, that Arthur Smith is a run pass option offensive coach if he's going to run an offense, which he probably won't be there next year to run it anyways. But if he is on the off chance he keeps his job, the Falcons should go out and get Justin Fields if Chicago's going to.
Oh, okay, yeah, maybe. Good point. All right, so let's go another divisional game. The Seahawks want to keep pace with the 49ers, NFC West, and it's a must-win, I think, for the Seahawks. 6.5-point underdogs at home. I've always said this in the past, and you guys know this from the show. Geno Smith has an expiration date, and it is the Seahawks.
Spoiled milk, baby. Spoiled milk.
So has Geno Smith turned back into a pumpkin, or does Seattle have a chance to win this? Your thoughts, Ken? 49ers going to Seattle.
I'm going with Seattle. Going with Seattle, man.
Oh,
it's hard to go into Seattle.
Shots fired.
You beat them, man. That is a tough place.
It is a tough place to play.
To play football, and then when you look at the division, you look at the NFC West right now. Is what San Fran is number one, and what Seattle's number two, and Seattle.
They're one game back, I think.
Anything.
Yeah,
they both will be 7-4. They both will be 7-4. I think they'll be tied up. What's that?
Yeah, they're one game back.
Tied up. They'll be tied up.
Yeah.
And so for me, I got to go with Geno Smith, Metcalf, and the guys at home, man.
Oh, so you got the 6-man playing a factor here, huh?
Seattle by 3 at home on Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay. What you got, Alan? Or you got to go one more?
By 3
No, I just want to say the 12th man, not the 6th man.
12th man, yeah, my bad.
We're good.
Yeah, my mistake. Thanks, Omar. Go ahead, Alan. What do you got here?
No Kenneth Walker on a short week.
Yeah.
Zach Charbonnet is going to get the full reps at running back. Geno's coming off an injury. We don't know how quite healthy that elbow is.
Yep.
49ers are clicking on all cylinders. I do think it's going to be a lot closer than people think because it is a rivalry game and the Seahawks do play San Francisco close. Yeah. But adding Chase Young to that defensive line, as we've already seen it, has made an immediate impact on that 49er defense.
Right.
George Kittle's getting more involved in the offense. Brandon Ayuk is becoming the number one guy for Brock Purdy now. And Christian McCaffrey's just Christian McCaffrey. So let's just call it how it is. I think Seattle can slow him down, I like their defense a lot. It's a young defense. I'm a big fan of Devin Witherspoon and what he's done this year.
Yeah.
But I still think San Francisco eats this one out. I'll say 27-20.
Okay.
I think Gino's not going to have enough to get it done at home, and I think the 49ers will be just too much for him.
Okay, that's fair. Go ahead, Omar.
Damn. Thank you, Alan, for going before me. You saved my breath. I literally have nothing to say because he hit on every single point that I was going to hit, including my score. My score was about 28-21, 27-20, somewhere around there. So we agree on score as well. The only thing I will say, 2 points. Shout out fellow UCLA Bruin, Zach Charbonnet. I see you, homie. 8 clap. And then as he's going to be a great running back in the league. And as well on the San Francisco side, fun fact, Brock Purdy had the first perfect passer rating since Joe Montana back in the 80s.
Right.
Last week.
Shout out.
There you go.
Nice.
And that's for you're calling Brock Purdy inconsistent all year. There you go. I like that.
Is that a shot at me?
No, it is now that I thought about that though.
I was gonna say, Flo, we know Brock Purdy all too well from his days at Iowa State. So
yeah, no, he's a gamer. I'll give him that much. He's a gamer for sure. So yeah, I'm gonna go, man. I mean, they did just lose Hufanga, which is a big blow, I think, to them because their secondary wasn't great, and losing him is not going to be good for them. They're going to have to definitely get a pass rush on Geno Smith. Geno Smith, I've always said, like I said, he has the expiration date, and I feel like the date is starting to spoil. Like you said, Omar, I feel like this will be a close game because it's at home. I like what you said, Canteen. They're hard, they're tough. They play tough at home. It's a hard place to play the 12th man. That could play a factor into this.
They do.
I think as long as 49ers get on them early, a 7 to 10 point lead, I don't think the Seattle Seahawks can come back on them. If somehow Seattle is able to get some kind of lead on the Niners early, then they'll make this a game. And I don't think the Niners, play well from behind. But even if they're going to have to build probably a 14-point lead on the Niners to lose to them, I think that even if the Niners go down by 10 points somehow in some anomaly, I think that the 49ers will still end up winning this game. I think that Hufanga will, maybe not in this game, but in the future, will play a role in them losing games in the future. But this game, I feel like the Niners will pull this out, even in maybe like you said, I think maybe a 4-point game, 4 to 7 point game. I agree with you guys. I think that's what it's going to be. The Niners win a fairly close one, but they pull it out in the end somehow.
You said 4-point game, 27-24. Is that what you said, Flo?
Oh, 27-24, 4-point game. I said 4 to 7, like you guys were saying. A one score game, let's say that.
I'm just messing with you.
All right. So big game for the Bills and the Eagles, and then we're gonna go into the Cowboy game. After firing their OC, Ken Dorsey, the Bills look better. Who else fired their OC? Somebody else fired their OC. And they looked better. I mean, I know the Raiders fired
Matt Canada.
Steelers just fired
Finally!
Everybody firing OCs.
Canada got exiled back to Canada.
Dude, I have never seen it before, and this was shown on Pat McAfee's show this morning.
Right.
But I had already seen it in other places because I watch other sports, and I saw it in hockey one time. But there has been multiple places across the United States where Fire Matt Canada chants have broken out, including hockey games, including college games, including states that don't include Pittsburgh. It's crazy. Yeah.
And that's rare for the Steelers to do that because they never fire in season. They have them do that very rarely. Do they ever fire in season? So that's pretty rare for them. Let's see what happens. There definitely was some division there, even within the locker room. It seems like over Matt Canada. So they ended up firing him. Big deal for them. But anyway, as the Bills fired their Ken Dorsey there, they had a better game, and they needed it to win and get back on track. But I feel like this is still a must win for the Bills, and the Bengals losing Joe Burrow opens up the door for them in the playoffs. I think the Bengals are done. They're cooked without Joe Burrow. They can probably still win a few games, but nothing like with Joe Burrow in the lineup. So can the Eagles keep this rolling, or do the Bills can get back on track with a win? What you got, Omar? Let's let you go first.
I'm sorry. Did you say the Eagles and the Bills?
Yeah.
Okay, just wanted
The
to
Bills
make sure.
at the Eagles. Eagles are 3-point favorites at home.
Yeah.
No,
Sunday.
I thought I heard you throw a third team in there, so I just wanted to make sure that.
Oh no, I'm sorry. If I did, that was a mistake.
No, you're good.
Okay.
No.
I said the Bengals left the door open without Joe Burrow.
Oh, okay. Sorry, you confused me with that. I apologize. I see what you're saying.
My bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
The NFC North is wide open now with that
Right.
injury, with the Mark Andrews
big injury.
Deshaun Watson injury. And we said last week it could be open for the Steelers, as you mentioned.
Right.
Now they fired Matt Canada. Maybe they'll be a little better off.
Apparently, every you fire your OC, you get better.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you galvanized the locker room a little bit. The players who have wanted to see that change now get to see that formulated, and now they get their hopes up. Right now, they're high on like, all right, we're gonna have a change. We're gonna see things differently, like what the Raiders did with Antonio Pierce. The problem is that the Raiders and Antonio Pierce got away from the run this weekend like they wanted to do, and you got to hope that doesn't happen in Pittsburgh as well, because Kenny Pickett can't carry that team. Now back to the game we're talking about, Bills versus Eagles. As much as I said the Bills were back last week and a Super Bowl contender, and as much as I can't pick them against the Eagles. The Eagles, as we talked about, they're steamrolling everybody. I think they're the best team in the NFL. I can't choose the Bills in Philly. I just can't.
Okay, that's fair. What you got, Ken?
Man, this Bills-Eagles game, this is gonna be a tight one, man.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm looking at the Eagles correctly, the Eagles, they got the Bills, then they got the 49ers, and then they got Dallas.
Wow.
Then they got Dallas.
That's a tough schedule.
And I think they got they played 2 home games, and they come
and then
on the road against us.
And then I think Kansas.
Rough.
No, they already played Kansas City.
They just played Kansas City, yeah. Go ahead, Cam.
Yeah, they already played Kansas City. So for me, man, the Bills are hungry, man. I think the Bills gonna knock them off, man. And if I'm the Eagles, I want to lose now. If I'm gonna lose, I lose now.
A non-division
I lose
game.
now.
Yeah. Okay.
I see that.
Because you're not gonna beat us in Dallas. You won't beat us in Dallas, but I think they got a strong possibility that they can beat the 49ers at home. But I think Josh Allen is hungry. Stephon Diggs.
Okay.
Them firing their offensive coordinator in the middle of the year. That's when you make changes like that affects the entire organization, man.
Right now, it's positivity.
When you fire like people that are pertinent to the organization, a coach like that.
Right.
I'm gonna go on a close one, man. The Bills edged them out by 3 in a close one at home, man.
Oh wow.
And a close one in Philly, my bad, in Philly.
Real quick, just to caveat off that point that Ken just said.
Bills need this win bad. They need this win.
A funny thing was mentioned by Josh Allen in the interview when Ken Dorsey was fired, and he mentioned how close Ken Dorsey and him were, and how they have been together for 4 years now. So even if Josh Allen or the rest of the team wanted to change, Ken is right. That could affect Allen mentally in a harder way than we can possibly see now.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, good point. Yeah, good point, Ken. Hey, Alan, what do you think you got here with this game?
The Bills need this win, man, to stay relevant.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, like you said, Bills need to win to stay relevant. The thing is, can they beat Philadelphia in Philadelphia? I think last week going up against one of the better defenses in the league in the New York Jets, I know the Jets offense is putrid. The fact that they were able to move the ball and score on the Jets defense early tells me that, this team is feeling it right now. They're feeling it. They're feeling good. Maybe the change of scenery with Dorsey leaving was what they needed. I still think it's going to be a struggle because Philly's going to be at home, and Philly always plays well at home.
Right.
I want Buffalo to win because I think that does better for us.
Right. Exactly.
But I think if there's one game they do lose, I think it's more likely going to be San Francisco next week than it will be Buffalo this week. I still don't trust the Bills. I said at the beginning of the year, the Bills will not be a playoff team. And in fact, I still believe that statement. I think the teams above them right now are better. And also think, and then to kind of help boost Jake's ego even more, if the Bills lose this game, if the Bills lose this game and the Broncos win, the Broncos are basically ahead of them with the head-to-head win over them. So
I really hope he's not listening right now.
Right.
But
well, he's not commenting, so he may not be listening.
But yeah, I'm going to go with Philly because they're at home. They're dominant at home,
right?
And they just find a way to win games. I think the luck runs out next week. I think they get beat by San Francisco, and then it starts a tailspin where they lose in Dallas, and then potentially lose in Seattle too. So,
oh wow. Okay. Oh man, this is a tough one because I think the Bills are desperate in this game, and they did look better in the last game. If you look at Philly, I mean, even the games they won every game, but even the games that they've won have all been close, save that Miami game. They kind of blew out Miami a little bit, but every game has been tight. They played Washington tight twice, Minnesota when they had Kirk Cousins before, New England early in the year. Remember, New England had a chance to win that game. Even Tampa Bay played them close for a while. The Rams played them fairly close. No one believed in them. Of course, they lost to the Jets.
The Giants played them close.
The Giants played them close too, right? And so it's just one of those things that they've played everybody close. And this might be one of those games where I'm thinking that it's going to be like kind of a win-loss or a loss. Win-loss kind of thing. I don't know. I just feel like it's hard for me to. I think Buffalo really needs this game, and once maybe these turnovers at this point maybe bite them at some point, and maybe it's this game, and then they get right and beat San Francisco. The next game, kind of a comeback game, and then they lose to Dallas is kind of my ultimate scenario there. But this is going to be a close game because it seems like Philly plays everybody close. And if it's a close game, I feel like Philly's going to pull this out. Like I said, I'd like for them to lose this game. But if it's a close game, Philly's going to win this game. And I feel it's going to be a close game. Even though Buffalo really needs this game, Buffalo never, at least in the last year and even this year, they have not played well in close games. Buffalo wins games where they're blowing the team out or ahead by 2 scores or 10 points at least. And so if this is a close game, I don't feel like Buffalo really needs this game. I would be surprised they win, but I think the Eagles win this game, maybe lose in San Francisco or something, lose a couple games there after that. But because they got a tough road, they already beat Kansas City on the road. They probably win this at home in a close one because Philly wins close games, and the ball may continue to bounce their way, and then maybe the next 2 games, hopefully that goes the other way. So I'm going to go Eagles in a close one, even though I'm going to root against them. All right, so let's go to this last game. It shouldn't be too much to talk about, but Canty and mine and Ruben, Papa Ruben's Cowboys host the Commanders at home. Let's go. And we'll spend a little bit of time on this. Let's talk Dallas Cowboys. Alan this is his baby that we go in over there and guest on his show. And shout out to Alan and what he does over there. Let's Talk Sports. So give us we're gonna do some picks at the end, but Alan, kind of give us some thoughts on this game, and you can ask us questions on what we think on this game, and let you take the lead on this. We're favored by 11 points at home. Nothing better than America's team and some Thanksgiving lunch or dinner. Dallas Cowboys go together. Let's go.
May I ask a question real quick?
And go ahead.
Since I am not a Cowboys fan, do you want me to go first real quick? Because I'll be 2 seconds.
I was going to say, you're more than welcome to be a part of it. I don't care.
He's just going to ask questions about the game, and then you can give your pick whenever you want to.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
So we always see in this game, there's always going to be the big, obviously the player of the game, the guy who gets, the turducken at the end, or, back when John Madden was playing this game. I believe this is the CBS game as well. So you're going to have Tony Romo in the house.
Romo.
So the thing is the question I'm going to pose, and I'll answer it first. Who is going to be the brightest star in this game? And I feel it's going to be Dakota Prescott.
Oh, okay.
If you remember, go back to 2006 flow. Tampa Bay's coming into town for Thanksgiving. Right. Tony Romo throws 5 touchdown passes against Tampa Bay in that Thanksgiving game.
Right.
With Tony Romo in attendance, I think Dak ties that. I think he throws 5 touchdown passes in this game against Washington. I think Washington's depleted. They just lost to a really bad Giants team. They let Tommy DeVito throw all over them. I think you're going to see a big game from both CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks. And you'll even see a little bit of Tony Pollard in this game as well. Tony getting his first touchdown since week 1 last week. So I think, everybody's going to have a good day. Offense, defense, special teams. It's going to be a complete game, but I think the biggest star is going to be Dak Prescott.
Wow. Interesting take. Any thoughts or questions that you have about this game, Alan, that you want to
well, as the question I proposed, and Omar, you can go first if you want to. Who's going to be the brightest star in this game?
On either team.
On either team.
All right, sounds good. I like this little game y'all play. That's kind of cool. First of all, I've been deep in the heart of this rivalry since I was a kid because my dad is a Cowboys fan, and I grew up in DC, and most of my friends are Redskins fans or Commanders fans now. So I know how deep this rivalry goes, and I know how much the hate spews. So I'm just going to be very short and say that this should be, as the Just Fans podcast said, pretty easy for the Cowboys, and my star will be CeeDee Lamb, which is a pretty easy pick, but whatever. It's not my team. So,
okay.
There you go.
Shout out to Carlos and Rios and Poppy at the Just Fans podcast. You guys are awesome.
The Texans got their quarterback.
There you go.
Texans got their quarterback, man. For sure.
All right. You know what? I want to change it. I want to change. I don't like CeeDee Lamb. No, you know what? I'll stick with Ice. I don't want to take anybody else's pick. I'll stick with Ice.
Okay.
So, Ken, who do you think? Who's the biggest star of this game?
This week, I think our running game is going to be phenomenal. I think Pollard's going to take the icing off the cake, bro. Pollard.
Okay.
You're going to feed Pollard the rock, and Pollard's going to run it down the throat.
Okay.
I like Pollard this week, man. Pollard.
Really? Wow.
Flo?
Pollard.
This is a tough one. I like when they get CeeDee Lamb involved early. I say that almost every game. Get him involved early because he tends to kind of like zone out if he does not get involved early. So I'm hoping they get him involved early. And Brandon Cooks, there's been a couple of sightings of Brandon Cooks on the alarm. Brandon Cooks has showed up a couple times. Michael Gallup still hasn't done what I hoped he would do. Kayvon Turpin has been kind of banged up a little bit. We had a couple of other sightings of Jalen Tolbert at receiver. And I think Hendershot may play this game. I thought he was cleared for the last game, which could be helpful. When they play the 2 tight ends, you can rotate Schoonmaker and Hendershot back in and out. But we'll see what happens. I want to say CeeDee Lamb. I'm going to say, I'm going to go with, you know what? I'm going to go with Jake Ferguson. I'm going to go off and say Jake Ferguson has a big game in this game. Maybe gets a couple of red zone touchdowns. I think Dak does play well as well, but I think Ferguson maybe goes off on this game. He's kind of been on the fringe, having a really good game to so-so game. And I think having maybe Hendershot back, having that other, tight end that can, do some of the things that he does. I think Henderson maybe is kind of that, because I think that Washington still has a pretty good defense, and they showed that the last couple of games, even though they got rid of I can't remember his name now, but they got rid of the guy. Yeah, they got rid of Young. They still got a pretty good defense, and so I feel like they're going to give us some issues. And I think that Ferguson's going to be kind of that guy that safety blanket that they're going to give him he's going to get a lot of catches. He may not go for big yards, but he's going to get a lot of big third downs and a couple maybe red zone touchdowns. I think Ferguson's going to have a big game. I'm going to go with Ferguson.
My final prediction for this before I turn it back over to Flo here is that Deron Bland is going to get the pick 6 record this week.
Oh, shots
on
fired.
Thursday. He has tied the NFL He's tied the NFL record this past week with 4 pick sixes this season.
So you think
I think he gets his 5th.
Okay.
Against Washington. This would also be his 8th interception of the season, I believe. Okay. So
that's fair.
And low-key defensive player of the year votes for him kind of thrown in there. Okay. Since it's a nationally televised game, he has
another pick 6. Yeah, that's a good call.
Get him his 5th pick 6, break the record, you get some defensive player of the year votes for him.
That's true. That's fair. I mean, that makes sense. Especially if he gets another pick 6, that's big. All right. So, Alan, anything else final? Did you make your score prediction?
I haven't made score predictions yet. Also, we haven't talked about the defense. I think the defense will have a great game. So,
okay,
I'm expecting at least a couple more sacks from Micah. So,
who's the defensive standout? Let's put that out there.
Defensive standout is going to be Micah Parsons. I think this is the game where he feasts. This is, we saw it last week. He had a big game against Carolina. I think on a nationally televised audience, he's going to have a big game today.
Even though Bland gets a pick 6?
Even though Bland gets a pick 6, I think the focus is going to be Micah's back. Micah Parsons is back.
What do you think, Omar? Who's for the Cowboys think has a big game?
Other than Micah. Yeah, I mean, it was funny because if I changed my pick from CD, it was going to be Micah. But I will defer to you all as Cowboys fans because I don't know as many people on their defense. So.
What do you think, Ken? Who stands out on defense this game?
Parsons, man. Parsons. Michael P.
Oh, okay.
Show out, man. It's Thanksgiving. Everybody gonna show out. Big game.
Hey, let's do the trifecta.
This game, we make a statement. We making a statement this game, bro.
And let's not forget, gentlemen, this is a revenge game because if you remember Week 18, Washington handed us our ass as we were going into the playoffs. So
that's true. Yeah.
When this is and it was Sam Howell who did it. So this is a revenge game for us in a way. So
let's go trifecta with Micah Parsons. I'm gonna say Micah Parsons too. I'm gonna say Micah gets 3 sacks. In this game. He has a big game, gets 3 sacks, maybe a couple other pressures, and just wreaks havoc on them.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, Sam Howell is the most sacked quarterback in the league.
All right, Micah Parsons 3 sacks. Let's go.
You all actually have. You know what? I am gonna make a pick.
Okay.
I'm going with my fellow Bruin. Shout out Osa Odighizuwa.
The
rookie out of UCLA. He was awesome for us for 3 years. So shout out to him.
He's been playing
well this year.
He's been playing pretty good.
Shout out to Odighizuwa. Shout out to him, man. All right. Anything else, Alan? Did you make your pick yet? Make your pick.
I mean, obviously, I'm going to take the Cowboys. I'm going to say they win big. I'm going to go 49-17.
Wow. 49. What do you got? Ken? What do you got on this one? The score. You got a score?
You know we're gonna win, bro. You want me to give me my score?
Yeah. What's your score, man?
You want my score?
Yeah.
I won 37-10. 37-10 Dallas.
37-10. So blowout as well, Omar.
I mean, as far as I remember, these games are not usually blowouts, if I can remember correctly. So,
they blew us out last year. They ended up.
To say, Dak Prescott has only lost 4 games in the division. Once to the Commanders, once to the Eagles, and twice to the Giants. Every other time, he's won every single division game. So,
well, there you go. And I am picking the Dallas Cowboys to win as well. Not in a blowout, but they should win by at least 2 or 3 touchdowns.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to, just because we're playing at home, I'm going to pick somewhat of a blowout. I think Washington keeps this close early for some reason. It's a rivalry game. I think we still cover. We're 11-point game. So I think we still cover at home. Dak plays well at home. Okay. He's been playing well at home all year. And it's a division game and 11-point favorites. I think we still cover. I'm going to go. Ooh, man. It's hard. Let me see. 24. Let's go 27. 27. If they cover, it's got to be 16. So 27-16. They still cover, but I think Washington makes it close, and we pull away late in this game. I don't know if it's going to be a blowout. If Bland gets that pick six, I think that turns into a blowout. If Bland gets a pick six, then I'm going to go, what was that, 27? What did I say, 27? So it's going to be 34.
It would be 34 if he gets
So if Bland gets a pick six, I'm taking 34-16. If not, it's going to be the 27-16. We cover, unless I want to go the TBL cover 26-16, which is
That's 11.
our version of the cover is always a point off.
2 touchdowns.
All right, man.
2 touchdowns.
Any final shout outs? Alan, tell them where they can find you, Alan. Appreciate you being on the show.
Thank you, Alan.
Well, you can find me at Peralez 30 on X. I'm all over Let's Talk Sports. Definitely check us out when you get a chance. Check these guys out. The guys do an awesome job. Normally, we would have our Let's Talk Dallas Cowboys on Saturday with myself, Flo, and Canteen. But the next couple of weeks we won't be because our games are going to be on Thursday. So I might actually be back next week for this show. So I might come back, stay a little while. So
all right, Alan.
But other than that, you got I moderate the NFC South roundtable, so that's always fun. And then, of course, the NFC East roundtable with the Eagles, Commanders, and the Giants fan, or Carlos. Other than that, I do want to mention, though, also special Black Friday episode of our college football show this week. So,
okay, Black Friday,
11 a.m. Eastern. College football tailgate show will be on live on Black Friday. So, as we will preview the Black Friday games and rivalry week. So definitely check that out.
Check that out. Any final words, Ken?
Canteen on his phone. Look at him.
Any final words,
Cowboys,
Ken?
baby. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go, Cowboys.
Subscribe at The Bottom Line Sports.
The Bottom Line Sports.
Bottom Line.
Go find us, share, like, subscribe, comment later on. I always check the comments later on. Go check them out. Appreciate Clubber D, Just Fan Sports.
Ball and Buds.
Ball and Buds. Appreciate everybody commented. I don't know who's making fun of you, Ken. Did you see who was that giving you a hard time about your sunflower seeds? Who was that? Do you know? I couldn't find it on Facebook.
I'll tell you afterwards.
Let me know. Someone was giving Ken a hard time about his sunflower seeds the whole show. Let him eat his sunflower seeds, man. Come on. See you next time. Appreciate y'all. If y'all want to hang out, I'll see y'all after the after show in a minute. If y'all want to hang out, we'll see you next time. Thanks, Alan, for stopping by. Thanks, Hot Take Jake, for all the hot takes. Definitely, he was feeling it today. We'll see you next time. Ken, go get some rest. I know it's 10 o'clock over there, so we'll see you next time on the Bottom Line Sports. Yeah, let's go. See you next time, guys. Thanks, Alan.